Yeah, baby! What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe? How are we doing, guys? It's been a busy day today, hasn't it? It's been a busy day. It's been a double bubble video day. A double bubble video day because we had the great mothers, the great mamacitas, the giant mammary glands join the game. Well, we had the kit reveal. They come in on Thursday. But I was interested to see what they were all about. So that was kind of cool. Thrawny, Kitch, Night Fox, Inquisitor Tano, Kemi, Astra. How you all doing? All good, I hope. All good. Sometimes, guys, you just need to have a good yawn. Sometimes yawning is what keeps us in the world. Know what I mean? You know what I mean, boy, I tell you. Just getting everything set up here to make sure we're all looking pretty. Looking kind of pretty at the very least. Done your raids? You've been chilling for the day. Time for a beer. Lovely jubbly, Foxy. That's what we want to hear, buddy. Ali, how you doing there? General Kenobi. General Kenobi. General Bob Kenobi Bob. Que bueno eres. How's everybody's conquest been going? Has everybody been conquesting harder than average? Or just as hard as they always conquest? I've had lots of conquest yules going on recently. I've blown my mind with the amount of conquest I've done over the last couple of days. Far too many refreshes for my liking. Far too many refreshes. Ba-da-ba-boo-boo. That doesn't seem to be a lot of those visors. A Budweiser. I need more of the gear. This is what happens when we have to gear the things like the cup. It's not good. But at least we'll be able to build back up Buttercup. Slow and painful, but making progress. An average conquest so far. Well, Tano, I'm glad it's at least average. I'm glad it's at least average. Found out that weak spot data disk plus volatile accelerator can supercharge some teams. Yeah, makes sense. Adds a bunch of offense for all the dots, or all the debuffs, but the dots are some of those debuffs. Hey, what's going on, BF? You missed... did I miss my take on the Great Mothers? I've pushed out a video on them already. I put out my kit review on them when they came out. So it's been up for... When did my kit review come out? An hour ago, or half an hour ago. 40 minutes ago, good sir. It's been on YouTube. What's going on, Jay? How you doing? Doop-boo-doop-boo-doop-a-doo. Like, I'm putting them out. They never get good viewership. Like, kit reviews for me never get good viewership. I put them out just to put them out more than anything. Because ultimately, people only really come to me for the content that they expect to see, right? And if I never put out content like kit reviews, then people won't ever watch me for them. So even though they get crap viewership, I'll still do them. Because ultimately I want people to watch those videos. Oh, good, Jay. You're a simple man trying to cheese my way through Conquest. This is the way. This is the way. There's some pretty decent cheeses, this Conquest. Pretty decent cheeses. There's a little bit of Gorgonzola, a little bit of Camembert, a little bit of Brie. You know. Because, of course, we are having the Great Dusting very soon. The Great Dusting. I've already manually dusted most of my Datacrons. I now have a pitiful remaining... I did have 28 level 9s, and now I'm down to this. But, alas, I still have 56 million. And if I was to deconstruct all this, I would be losing about 28 million. It's better than it was. It was like 111 million, so... Truly quite elite levels of semantics they've employed. Yeah. Tell me about it, Wolfie. Elite marquee. It's just a marquee. It's a marquee. It's just a strong unit. It's like, guys, we wanted this to be a legendary, but it's a marquee. But treat it like a legendary, okay? So look, we're at 439 out of 450, which is okay. You watch them and Chara and Bit Dynasty to get quests. Yeah, why not? Why not? Just take as many sources as you possibly can, Kimmy. It's totally different from a marquee because the unit's good. That's why. Other than that, it's exactly the same. Elite marquee is, hey, you've got a triple Omicron a triple Zeta double Omicron character. Hey, Hod, how's it going, brother? A little bit of hydration. So yeah, look, if I click this button, oh, 400 crystals. Oh no, but I need it for this. But on the plus side, look, we're like, I just need to do like Night Sister wins. That's okay. I don't even need to do those Gungan wins. And I'm sure we could do Night Sister wins with this. I'm sure we could. Oh no, don't give me turn meter. That's a terrible thing to do. Don't give me turn meter. I did tell them not to give me turn meter. Did Spy dodge? Oh, very rude. Yeah. Why Talia instead of Visage? So I could run 2 Night Sister teams. So that I can run this as a Night Sister team, and then I can run like a Sage lead with these guys and Morgan Elsbeth and like Spirit. And I got 2 Night Sister teams. Isn't that wonderful? Let's see how this does. I have no idea if this will work. This probably won't work. Oh, I mean, Voluntary Vanguard really helps, to be fair. I just need them to bide enough time so that one of these guys can take a turn, hopefully. Hopefully? Take a turn, one of you. No, that's not taking a turn, damn it! I needed that guy to take a turn. He needed to take a turn because he had the death mark. I've kind of burned out all of their stamina, to be fair. But that was the principle, anyway. That was the principle. Hey, Faithon, how you doing, buddy? Voluntary Vanguard is indeed back. Yeah. And it's good times. Could I use a consumable, maybe? I could use Limitless Magic. I mean, that's really not actually useful to me. I could use anything that makes them start with a debuff. Overprepared is not that useful. That's not useful. I'm not going to use deployable cooling systems. It'd be great if I had a tether tech. But I don't. It's fine. Hey, Marston, how you doing, buddy? You've had a nice long weekend, Bodo. That's good, buddy. You guys have a Labor Day long weekend? No, we didn't. We didn't have Labor Day. We had a bank holiday weekend before. Not this Monday, last Monday. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Sorry. Got distracted there for a minute. Apologies, spaced out a bit. Yeah. So it's all been fun and games here for me today. I've got a hard drive full of recorded battles from sectors 1 through 4. And then inevitably I find better teams to use, and then I have to waste more energy, which sucks. It sucks, but there we go. At least, you know, I know it's all very well and easy for me to say, oh yeah, this is an easy conquest, but I do have 12 million GP, so, and I have all the new units at relics, so it doesn't surprise me that I'm like, oh, it's easy, it's so easy, guys, because I have everything. So it's yeah, I haven't started Sector 5 yet. I've just picked up the data disk at the start. It was a last rites, so yeah. I'm still hoping for some, you know, better stuff, but is what it is. Is what it is. Oh, a gas team. Defeat an enemy with Padawan Obi-Wan against the gas team. That's rough. And then win without using any galactic repubic. You just started Sector 2? Good business, brother. Do I need to climb in fleet? I need to climb in fleet, guys. Do. Oh, Sith happens. I am DRX. Weak spot with caustic emission seems decent so far. Good to hear it, Boda. Hey, Celia, how you doing? Yeah, I'm having a good day. How are you doing? You find any new disc combos? I've just stuck to the tried and tested so far. The Old Faithful is what I've gone for so far. Because if it ain't broke, there's no need to fix it. That's the way I look at it. Do. Pew 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 pew. Missed me. Pew. Pew. Aw, he dodged. That was very rude. He has walked off this mortal coil. He has ceased to be. He is an ex-parrot. Hey, Paul. How you doing, buddy? I come to you for my weekly Welsh pronunciation. David. David, buddy. David. It's the Welsh word for David. Or Welsh name for David. So, to be clear, it's David. Dav-ith. Dav-ith. So, David. I knew many Davids when I was in school. Yeah, that's just the Welsh name for David. David. David Edwards. David Jones. David Jenkins. I have a cousin called David. Do. Ba ba boo bow. Ba da ba ba bum bow. Hey, Ithra, how you doing, brother? It's been a while. How's things? Go on then. What's the Welsh version of John? I think it's Yean. I know that doesn't sound anything like John, but I think it's Yean, which is a very Welsh name. Yean, which is like I'll type it in the chat so you know how it's spelled. Yean. Oops, I typoed. Yean, like that. I'm pretty sure that's the Welsh version. Hey, Paul, thank you so much for the resub, brother. It's either Yeon or Yoan, but I think it's Yean. Yeon or Yoan. But I'm pretty sure it's Yeon. So, some names are very similar, some names are... Like David and David are very close, right? But Yean and John isn't. How much crystals am I spending on Conquest energy? This time, a hell of a lot. I normally don't. I normally do the 600s, basically. So I normally do all the 50s and all the 100s. The 600s. I do 6 refreshes normally every day. But because this is the start of a new Conquest and I needed to try and get to Sector 4 to burn through some of my data cache so I don't overload, I did one of the 200s yesterday and I've done all of the 200s and one 400 today. Strictly speaking, Jones is traditionally Ap Yean, which means son of Yean. Well, Ap means son of. Yean would be John, son of John. Yeah. Which English would call Johnson. I mean, yes, that's a Welsh tradition to have Ap. Usually you have it in the middle name. Well, it can be surname, but yeah. So I could be, for example, I could be Thomas Ap John, because my father's name is John, it's not Yean. I could have a son called, I don't know, Rhys Ap Thomas. There we go. I'm just giving everybody my name. Do, 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 do. Who's the new sub-goal character? The new sub-goal character is Shore Trooper, which I think we landed on our feet. It makes sense for the letter J is often pronounced in Y as in Middle Eastern languages. Yeah, there's no J in the Welsh alphabet either. So, and there's no V either. So, make of that what you will. That too, Ithra. I don't think I'm going to gold crate these next few conquests. It's all the new stuff. I mean, a lot of it you can do, with marquee levels of investment. I'm pretty sure. But it means you're going to have to at least gear rate the characters or something, you know? Ap is son of, and I think Verch is daughter. No, Verch is, it can be daughter, but it's also girl. Merch or Verch. You don't use Verch or Merch the same way you use Ap. Ap Scribble, indeed, Ithra. Ian is Gaelic for John? Is that right, Trader Tots? I didn't know that. A good soul? Definitely. Hi, Wolfie. Hey, what's up, Luke? Whew, it's getting hot in here again. God damn. That's interesting. I do like etymology. Etymology is really interesting, I feel. Hey, Havoc, how you doing, my brother? Jedi Knight Cal Kestis today. Congrats, Gnomes. Just in time for TB. Job hunting, are you, Ithra? Well, I despise job hunting. I hope you get all of the luck, my good sir. If you got 450 crate every time, I would have 225 shards of Ezra when he leaves Conquest crate. Now you're asking me, brother. I only speak in red boxes. I only speak in red boxes. The 450 crate, so over here. Over here, you'd get 50 times... how many conquests are you talking about now, sorry? Every time, you're talking about 3, so you get 50 times 3, 150, plus if you were still buying the 20 from the store, you could get yourself an extra, 60, so you'd be at 210. But then if you also had the Battle Pass Plus, you could get yourself an extra 20 shards, but that's dependent on how far you get. Right? So it depends, I guess, Caleb. It depends. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many is in this one? Is it 2? I can't remember how many was in this one. I think that's 2, isn't it? 9, 10. So you might get an extra 10. So you might be 220. Something like that. The alert feat. Dalton, you only get alert from Night Trooper. Night Trooper has alert. So this guy on his first special, this is the only place you can get alert. Hey Shield Flyer, how you doing? I've never had to do it. I've been in the same employment for over 20 years. How come the change of jobs, good sir? Hey Slim, how you doing? You unlocked hard conquest, and I'm so much trying to do it, but I watch your vids to try and compensate. Oh, okay. Well, best of luck to you, buddy. Your parents have dropped by the stream time to time early on and doxed me a few times. You're like, God damn it. First one gives 10 for Ezra. Thank you, Dominic. Thanks, Ithra. Trying to replace a bunch of guild members. Oh, that sucks, Shield. I hate that, dude. How's Conquest going? Acceptably. It's draining all my resources. Legion, how you doing, brother? So, we're 439. We're at the start of Sector 5. Obviously, I've got feat cleanups to do. Nearly done on most of the global feats, so... Am I wailing on mothers this week? Exarb, that is why we are doing roster reviews today. It's so that I've got some money to wail. Because I do not have the funds to do it right now. So hopefully I can get a good couple of reviews done today. Maybe even tomorrow, because there's no GAC on right now. So we might do 2 days worth of roster reviews. Try and raise up some money to wail. Wolfman! John is... Yaya in Turkish? Did I pronounce that correctly? And I think Arabic and Persian is Yohanan or Yohanan. Johanna in Hebrew. All right. That's awesome to know. How many I normally do 6 a day, Duke, but I've been doing more recently because new Conquest, so I need to record a bunch of videos, so I end up spending a lot more on crystal refreshes. Have they removed Leader's Resolve? I think so, MM. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Leader's Resolve today. Or yesterday. And I'm in Sector 4. So it's not, I'm not saying it's not there, but it might not be there. Because I've not seen it at all. So, yeah. I would assume it's not there. Alright. There it is. So I'm just going to get roster review sign up form. There we go. The roster review sign up form is going to be pinned in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time coming to a Scribble roster review, then here's what you got to do. Here's what you got to do. If you want to sign up for a roster review, simply follow the link that is pinned in chat. It'll take you to a Google form. You fill out a little bit of details. It's going to be your ally code, and it's going to be your name, and it's going to be a little bit about your account and how I can help you. There's no obligation to pay, but if you want to help me wail on characters, that's coming this week in particular, please do be kind enough to donate through the donation link. I'll also be more than happy to accept bits in Twitch or super chats through YouTube. And that will get you on the priority list to make sure you will get your review today. Other than that, there's no obligation to pay, and I will try to get through as many roster reviews as we can today. Cool beans. Cool beans. So, thank you, everybody. I'll go ahead and get this thingy up. Get the old roster review up. We'll turn them on. Have I seen Zealous Ambition? I haven't, actually, Arslan. Or Ali. You've seen your video review of the Great Mothers. I'm curious about how their basic work. The Doom status effect, it works differently on Galactic Legends, but the basic ability does not. I know, I'm a little bit confused by that, Battle Fries. They don't say anything about does it do something differently versus a Galactic Legend. I'm going to assume it does. Weak Spot is the new Zealous Ambition, basically. Is that gives like 5% additional offense based on every debuff on the field, isn't that right? I think that's right. I think I've got Weak Spot. Oh, there's one. Whenever an ally attacks, they gain 2% offense for every debuff on all characters. Yeah. So, I mean, that is going to... With Volatile Accelerator, you're going to gain so much offense so quickly. Like, one AoE is going to put out... If you've got, you know... I think I'm running a green Volatile Accelerator. One AoE is going to do 2 damage over times. 2 times 5, 10. So, boom. Next time an ally takes a turn, there's going to be at least 10 debuffs. That's 20% stacking offense. Every time they attack. You do a mass assist, loads of offense across the board. It's huge. Also need to get Shore Trooper picture to replace the cup. I do, actually. I thought I did that. Maybe I could do some editing now. Swugger, Shore Trooper. Come on now, get the Shore Trooper. Don't mind me. I'm just very quickly going to do a little bit of Shore Trooper action. Bum, 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 doom, bum, doom, bum, doom, bum, doom, boom, boom, boom. All right, save that as Shore Trooper. Save that as a pung. And then we'll go to stream elements.dashboard. And then we will go to the streaming tools and the overlays and the... I think it's over here. No, it's not. It is not over there. Subgoal. That's the one. Settings, change image, upload an image. Shore Trooper. And then I can just upload over here. Submit. Save. Yeah, there we go. We got Shore Trooper. We did it. We did it, guys. We did Shore Trooper. Are you all proud of me? You all proud of me? Lots of damage. Hey, Cassidy. How you doing? How on earth have I done all the sector? I haven't. I haven't started Sector 5. Jam, come on. What feats am I skipping? The kills with Morgan Elsbeth so far. Meaning, wouldn't the health reduction apply? Meaning, would the health reduction apply to GLs? Yeah, weird that they call out Doom not reducing. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it, Wolf? It's very odd. I'm sure it's just an oversight. You know, they didn't realize. Because it's weird. The character has to be doomed already. Sorry, did somebody just donate? I apologize. 1 second. Activity feed. I heard a weird notification go off, but what was it? It was Rob. Thank you so much, Rob. We'll absolutely get to you in just one moment. I just want to finish talking about Great Mothers real quick. I think it's an oversight because, usually GLs can't have their max health reduced, and raid bosses certainly can't. So, it's weird because, the target has to be doomed when they use the basic, and the doomed character, whenever they start their turn, they also lose 20% max health and all their protection. It's just crazy, dude. It's like one character is 100% going to die very quickly. Was Cup everything I thought it would be at R9? Iron Thatcher, 100%. It's going to sit on my bench and do nothing. But yes, Jamwar, I've done too many refreshes. If I show you right now, over here, now, if I click this, you can see an energy refresh right now costs 400 crystals. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I did all of the 50s, all of the 100s, all of the 200s, and I've done one, maybe two, 400 crystal refresh. I think they will, Wolfie, yeah. Do you think you could beat Dr. Phil in a boxing fight? I could probably run away and tire him out. I could probably do that. Do it. Hey, Jay. Love the stateside content. Ready for R9 Shore Trooper. Thank you, Jay. Have you signed up for a roster review, good sir? Thank you so much for the $10, brother. Oh, yeah. Wolfie. I remember Karth being PO'd about that when it first came out. He's like, Padawan Obi-Wan isn't assisting as much as he should have. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate you, dude. All right. Let me go ahead and get prepped up then. Google Forms. Wop, 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 Alrighty then. Alrighty, boy, I tell you. Holy cow, we've had a lot of people sign up already. Jeez Louise, Papa Cheese, the tribe has no chill. You guys have got less than 0 chill. We have already had 21 people sign up for a roster review. I don't even think I've had 21 people talk in chat yet. God damn. I was like, God damn. All right. Cool business. Cool business. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. We are starting with, first and foremost, where's my activity dashboard? Let's pop out this activity dashboard because we've got to be able to see the things, guys. Have to be able to see the things. So, looks like our first up is, it's going to be Rob, Jay, then Marcin. Thank you kindly, everybody. So, starting off with Rob. Okay, hang on. Rob, well, I don't know if I want to dox you. Rob, what's your name in game, buddy? Because I don't know. Could you tell me what my queue number is if I'm not at the front? I cannot stay for much longer. Dennis Chrysler. You are 9th, but we do have 3... we've got 3 people in front of you already. So, make of that what you will, buddy. Make of that what you will. Ah, okay, thank you. Thank you, Rob. Ron Swanson. Beautiful. Beautiful. Why am I not finding you? It's probably the form just being a bit of a douche. What's your ally code, buddy? Because I'm not seeing you in the list, which is strange. Like the stream! Exactly that, dude. Exactly. You're usually pretty chill. Today must have been no chill day, and you probably forgot. Yeah, exactly. Ah, thanks, Rob. Appreciate you, brother. I was looking, and I was like, damn it, Ron. Damn it, Ron. Damn it, Bob, I'll tell you. All right. I found you. I found you. Doop doop doo 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 doop doop doo. Okay, here is Mr. Ron Swanson. He is number 1 for the day. Hang on, we climbed in fleet, didn't we? Yeah, we did climb in fleet. We did climb in fleet. I am pretty sure. Let's get that timer up. Okay, so let's start this off. I'm actually going to turn down the music a little bit as well. Okay, so Ron is saying, looking for guidance on whether to prioritize Jabba, Ahsoka, Leia, or Inquisitors next. Working on Bo right now. Okay, good questions, buddy. Good questions. So we're looking at a 10.1 mil account. My immediate thing for you is Jabba should be your priority. The reason Jabba should be your priority is you've got some solid GLs here. You've got really solid GLs. One more GL in your account is obviously going to be better, but it's not going to be like leaps and bounds better in general. So with that in mind, it doesn't realistically make much of a difference if that next GL is GL Ahsoka, if it's Queen Amidala, if it's Leia Organa, or if it's Jabba the Hutt, right? they're all going to bring something to the table, except for Lord Vader. I'm joking. Lord Vader is fine as well. Jabba, however, does give you access to Smuggler's Run 2, which is much better for your modding in general. So he has something that none of the others have. Okay, Leia does have an extra tier of the Forest Moon event, but that Forest Moon event is only really going to give you most likely one Omicron maybe every 6 weeks, and that's one Omicron material, not a full Omicron. Like, her event is actually garbage, in my opinion. All it does is frustrate me, because it's got RNG elements, and for some reason they give you a bunch of frickin' Ewok shards. It's like, what's the point of that? Shard shop currency when you farmed out a galactic legend for months? It's brutal, okay? So with that in mind, out of everything that you have left to get, I would say get Jabba so you can start working on your mods a little bit better. Mods are very important, okay? So that's stage one. That's stage one. Now, the other side of it is you did ask about Inquisitors, okay? And Inquisitors they're a good team, don't get me wrong, but with Reaver, of course, they are a next level team. They can take out GLs, and they can take them out quite reliably. They take out things like Leia. They can take out JMK, especially in Territory Wars. It's very reliable. And much about that, anything that's below a GL level, they pretty much destroy. They destroy Gungans, for example. So, but the problem with it, you already have Reaver. I was going to say the problem with it is you need to have Reaver to make that happen. And you have Reaver. So, I mean, that helps. The other benefit to getting Inquisitors is that... the other benefit to having Inquisitors is it does help your fleet game as well, because it gives you access to the Scythe, right? And technically the TIE Interceptor. So you're not going to have the Scythe unlocked right now because you don't have GI, but it makes the Chimera fleet viable. And the Chimera fleet is great. It can beat Triple Attacker Executor, it can beat Profundities, it can beat pretty much anything. It can beat Leviathan. It's a really, really valuable fleet to have for offense, okay? This obviously is predicated on which game modes you enjoy the most. So if you really enjoy doing GAC, for example, or even performing TW, it's a great fleet to have. I haven't really used it so much in territory battles. If that's important to you or not, I don't know, but it's a great fleet. The other thing that I would say was we are having a look at your fleets here. You do have Leviathan already, so it's like you don't need it per se, but it's good to have that flexibility. It's just it's the exact same way as looking at, I want to have all my Galactic Legends, which will be, in this case, your Leviathan, your Executor, Profundity, but you also want to have teams like Reaver, teams like Gas, so that you can also take out Galactic Legends with lesser fleets, you know? It's a useful ship to have. So there is definitely some value to be had from going for Inquisitors. Now, obviously, your guild doesn't need it. The other side, one last thing about Inquisitors as well, they are phenomenal in Conquest. Like, one of the top tier teams for Conquest. Yeah, kid, exactly. They're like, there's a reason why, I'll show you after this is done, but there's a reason why my Inquisitors are like 1% stamina right now. It's because you can just throw in Reaver and Grand Inquisitor, and preferably some more Inquisitors, with literally anything, and you will kill 99% of the teams in Conquest immediately, as soon as the battle starts. So they are very, very valuable for Conquest. So it's something to consider. Now, whether or not you use that information to push for these now or to push for Jabba now is up to you. But my suggestion to you right now is focus on those two teams and then pick after the rest. There's no reason for you to go after GL Ahsoka Tano right now unless you just really want GL Ahsoka Tano because Ahsoka is your favorite Star Wars character and you're like, I must have her. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've already been wailing on the remnants. Okay, so you did maybe a little bit of crystal expenditure on some of these guys early on to get some extra stars on them as part of the marquee event, but that's kind of it, which means, realistically speaking, you're several months out. Regardless, you know what I mean? On getting GL Ahsoka done, because you'll need to have these three at Relic 7 and whatever else is coming. We don't know. Now that we've had Great Mothers, we should theoretically be seeing more stuff for GL Ahsoka Tano. Maybe we're just going to be seeing more stuff for Balin. Don't know, it's hard to say. This is like, with the Great Mothers being released, we're at the end of the announced marquees that we had from the road ahead, so we don't know what else we're getting. But that's actually out of time for us now. Rob, so my opinion, Jabber, then Inquisitors, then work on whatever's left, okay? Take your pick. Take your pick. Whichever one tickles your fancy more. Realistically, we don't know what Ahsoka Tano is bringing to the table at this point, or what the rest of her requirements are. That's the one, Rob. That's it. Alrighty. Cool. Thank you so much. So I'll go in and show you guys my Inquisitors in Conquest right now. Because they are just nutty. They've managed to recover up to 17%. But Inquisitors are just crazy, man. So you throw them in with this, and then any fifth, and you just go into battle. And you start, and the enemy is basically dead. Is it? Look, if you have a full team of Inquisitors, these would all be very dead. And then you just go, lap. I was doing this in Sector 2. I think it was Sector 2 or Sector 3 where you need to get Night Sister kills. Throw in the fifth as Mother Talzin. And she gains like 170% turn meter at the start. Everybody is basically dead and she does 1 AoE, kills everybody. Really useful for the feats. Hey, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate the $5, buddy. All right. Let's move on to our next roster review. I'll absolutely get round to your roster review in a second, Andrew. It's just we've got another 2, I believe, in front of you. Let's have a look. It was J-Trip. J-Trip. J-Trip is up next. And after J-Trip, it is going to be Marcin, and then it's going to be Andrew. Okay? So, J-Trip. Make sure you sound off in chat, Mr. J-Trip. No, it's the data disk setup that does it, Cassidy. You need to have Volatile Accelerator and Amplify Agony as the data disks. Essentially, Reaver is putting up 5 stacks of Purge at the start. That's actually triggering an instance of damage, which triggers, Volatile Accelerator to put dots on the enemy team, which then triggers like 3 instances of a bunch of damage from the Amplify Agnies, multiplied by however Amplify Agnies you've got equipped, and it just basically kills everybody. It can't actually kill them, it'll just put them down to 1 health. What's going on, Jay? Alright, let's restart the timer. I always use the same data disk, Legion. If it's there, I use it. Okay, so Jay is saying, been wailing on the new tunes this year, wondering what actually to farm next, though. Oh, very interesting. Look at you, buddy. 10.4 mil. You've wailed on all the new tunes, some of the new tunes. Let's have a look. So, we are missing 2 Galactic Legends currently. No Jabber again. People just don't like farming Jabber. No Jabber, no Lord Vader. But you do have the new tunes. So let's check out your Imperial Remnant. Okay, yep. I can see the Night Trooper with his army. I can see Captain Enoch. And I can see Peridia. So the Wonder Trio, the new Triumvirate over here, has successfully been whaled on. Have you also been putting stuff into, like, Ahsoka? Yep. R9, R9. Thank you for the follow, main. So, I take it you are going to get GL Ahsoka Tano this year. Now, all I would say is don't worry about next. Worry about the rest of the requirements that are coming out for GL Ahsoka Tano, okay? So I don't know if you also wailed on Morgan. You also wailed on Morgan. So that's one of the requirements that we know for Balin's Skull. The only other one that we're getting, apart from Grand Admiral Thrawn, we know that the Great Mothers are also a requirement for Balin's Skull. Now, I'm assuming because you wailed on Morgan, that you're also going to be wailing on the Great Mothers that's coming out this week. Is that right, buddy? If so, like, I don't know how much of a stockpile of gear you've got or anything like that, but I wouldn't recommend you invest in anything right now. Hold your resources until we know what's coming. Because Balin's Skull might well have 6 other characters, not new marquees, 6 other characters that are required at high relic levels just to engage in the event. Now, I will assume it'll be the Night Sisters, and you might well have bought the Night Sister Lightspeed bundle. Okay, you've got the Night Sister Lightspeed bundle, but it might just be a case of, oh, you need an R7 Talia. You need an R7, Spirit, which you do have. You need an R7 Acolyte or something, which you have. So you've already invested quite heavily. So, all I would say is just hold on to the resources until we know what the requirements are. It's going to still be another 2 months, 3 months probably, before we get all of the requirements. But you don't want to put yourself in a position where, oh, you've wailed on all the stuff and now you can't actually get the unit. Because that defeats the purpose of... Well, it doesn't defeat the purpose of it, but you're missing out on a large benefit. So I'd hold your horses for now to make sure you don't get caught with your pants down. Because GL Ahsoka is fine. GL Ahsoka is a galactic legend. She's never going to leave the journey guide. She'll be there permanently, immediately available. But epic confrontations typically disappear. And they might come back in 3 months. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. They might not come back for 3 months. They might not come back for 6 months. Or they might be like Bo-Katan Mandalore and come back the start of each month. We just don't know, right? So I want to make sure that you don't miss out on something because you've wailed. But what we can say is we could probably take a look and cherry pick some things and think, oh, maybe this is where you invest in next. Now, my first thing would, of course, be get Jabba, damn it. Get Jabba. All right? You need Jabba. Apart from Jabba, though, let's have a look. Ooh, oh my god, do we not have all the ships? You're missing Profundity. Now, I don't want to say get Profundity because I am expecting early next year for us to start getting a new fleet. We're overdue for a new fleet. We're overdue for a new fleet, but CG hasn't been releasing any ships. We've had 1 ship this year, and it was back in January. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they had too much on their plate that they decided not to release a capital ship this year. Getting the new raid, getting the Gungans, getting Queen Amidala, Master Qui-Gon Jinn, Padawan Obi-Wan, and then doing epic confrontation and the Galactic Legend all at once. It feels like maybe their plate was a bit too full to then also bring out a capital ship. So maybe around March, April time next year, we see something. So I don't want to say push to get Profundity now, even though Profundity will always be useful to you. But we might be getting a new capital ship that will be more useful to you, Apart from that, taking a look. Camo, Santi, obviously. These guys will need some loving. Inquisitors could be a good shout for you as well. I know you probably don't want to hear, but you have Reaver. So many crazy people with their Reavers, but no Inquisitors, god damn it. I tell you, Mr. Billy Bob. Sort out your Inquisitors, brother. Yeah. Just double checking things here at the top. Just got Reaver recently. So many Kairos. Yeah, super heavy Cairo investment now. Follow me, Jay. Guild probably hates him. Who knows? So, I mean, yeah, I would say... No, Inquisitors give you both a fleet, or I'm assuming you've got things like Iden and TIE Defender and stuff like that, and the Chimera did see that there. Inquisitors will give you... Yeah. This happens when I talk too much really quickly, as I'll yawn. Inquisitors will give you a good PvP team, as well as PvE. Like, Inquisitors are a phenomenal team with Reaver. And they'll also give you the Chimera fleet. Alternatively, Jabba for the slicing materials. And apart from that, Profundity is a maybe for you, because more fleets is always good. But I want to temper that with see what the new year brings. Because you might be better served jumping on the new fleet, whatever the new fleet is. We're bound to get a new fleet eventually. So that's my recommendations there. We are out of time. Thank you kindly. Mr. J Trip. I appreciate you. Am I in the queue? Let me have a look for you, buddy. You are indeed. You are actually at the top of the queue, Astra. Astra is literally at the top of the queue by about 40 seconds. 40 seconds. You were the fastest by 40 seconds. So congratulations. However, I say the top of the queue. Oh, hang on. I've still got my video encoder running. You are the top of the free queue. We still have... excuse me. We've got Marcin and then we've got Andrew. Both of those are paid reviews. So Marcin, Thorsten, are you still in chat, good sir? Take a look at this, Marcin. Here's the roster. What we've got: Thorsten Kovac. Good stuff. No offense meant. My guild carries me. I was thinking Inquisitors as well, just slowly. Yeah, that's fair, Jay. That's fair, buddy. Alrighty. Let's reset that timer. And let's go over to the roster review sheet and see what Marcin has to say about his roster. Hey, kid. How you doing today, buddy? Preparing for GL Ahsoka Tano. I hate the Inquisition. But nobody suspects the Grand Inquisition. So, let's see, 9.5 million. Lots of people going for the latest Galactic Legend. I just want to get your guys' thoughts, because this is the third person in a row that's talking about going after GL Ahsoka Tano before they've done all the GLs. Like, why do you guys feel so strongly about going for the new shiny? Is it because it's a new shiny? Oh, okay, thank you so much, brother. 295 to... Oh, God. Yeah, 295 to go for Shore Trooper. Joy of joys. Thank you, kid. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, why are people so keen to go for her? Just love Ahsoka? Just love Ahsoka? It's shiny. Shiny. I'm not mad at it, but it's just kind of like... It's like it's like when a new phone comes out, a new version of the iPhone or a new Samsung S3000 plus Ultra Omega Zeta Omicron Fandangle with 4D AI cameras and gives you a back rub and a massage. You know, people are like, I must have it. It cost £1,500, but I must have it. So, chill. It's okay. And you love Rosario Dawson. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's totally okay that you're going after GL Ahsoka Tano. You already have Jabba, so this puts you ahead of your contemporaries in my eyes. 9.5 million, but you have Jabba. How's your fleets looking? Executor, Negotiator, Malevolence. But none of the profundities. None of the Leviathans. That's okay. That's okay. It might hurt you in GAC a little bit to not have all of the fancy fleets. But if you can make it work, then it must be worth it. You're going to flip it on back and reverse it. You said you hate the Inquisition, so I need to see. You do hate the Inquisition. Like, Fifth Brother over here doesn't even have the dignity of being starred up. He's at 2 stars. So even if you got him by Marquee, you didn't even bother to take him to 3 stars afterwards. You really do hate them. Poor Fifth Brother, indeed. It's a long-lasting affection. Oh, I'm happy for you, Marcin. I don't think the new raid will be Ahsoka-based. Well, I do. I just don't think it'll be GL Ahsoka. They missed the boat with that. Whatever faction comes out after Ahsoka, be it GL Thrawn stuff, will be the featured faction. Inquisitors are one of the best squads in the game, regardless of how they're released. Yeah, it's because of Reva. Reva did make all the difference to that team. So, you're going for GL Ahsoka, that's fine. These Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon Jinn should be a priority for most people that can afford it, just because their assault battle is enormous. And they're just a really good squad. So, new GL Ahsoka, but Captain Cockknocker over here. is not wailed upon, and that's fine. You don't have to wail on a character in order to go for it. It just means it's going to push it out by about 3 months. If you are happy to do that waiting period, absolutely not a problem whatsoever. Looks like you have the extra star over here on Mr. Night Trooper. And you got the Zetas already. You've already put them up to gear 11 and just waiting, I guess. Free to play, baby. That's all good, Marcin. That's all good. Are you French, Marcin? Or am I just, like, brutalizing how to pronounce your name? Why do they call you... Yes, Cassidy. The sign! On the back of the truck, it said Critters of Hollywood! You dumb fuck! Good film. Polish! Ah, dzień dobry. No way. A little bit of Polish in the chat. Love it. Okay, so... No Ray either. Ah, that's okay though. I'll let you off for not having Ray. You clearly didn't buy the IPD Lightspeed bundle as well. Same as me. Same as me. Different, but same. And sorry, oh, I thought that was CLS for a minute. That's okay. Kira, Seventh Sister. Yeah, we know you don't like the Inquisitors. All good, all good, all good. This hurts a little bit. Seeing a Gear 9 Malgus does kind of hurt. And he has 2 Zetas. Were you planning on gearing up Malgus, but then kind of took a sidestep and stopped? What's the story in Balamori with the Sith Empire? You just unlocked him. Oh, good business. Good business. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. If you just unlocked it. Thank you so much, Dominic. I appreciate you. Make sure you fill out the form as well, Dom, yeah? Because that's how I track everything. That is how I track everything. So, realistically speaking, after you've pushed for GL Ahsoka Tano, I do feel like you're a little bit lacking in the fleet department. Having only the Executor available to you, I feel leaves you wanting a little bit when it comes to PvP game modes. It's also going to hurt things like TB. Depends on where you want to excel at most, I suppose. But not having something like Leviathan, not having the Profundity as well, and not having Inquisitors means no Chimera, no Profundity, no Leviathan. It's going to hurt your ability to climb in fleets, missing out on fleet crystals, hurt your ability to climb in GAC, missing out on GAC crystals, and hurt your TB performance. So, if you want my advice, make sure you go ahead and grab a capital ship after you've finished off your GL Ahsoka Tano farm. I'll bear that with the same addendum that I gave other people. If a new fleet comes out, you're probably better off going for the new fleet rather than the old fleet. Because they're usually better. Good stuff. Thank you, Marsan. Nice roster, buddy. Thank you, Dominic. Do appreciate you, buddy. Boop-a-doop-boo. First for the 400 crystals. All right. So, Andrew, Mr. Thetford, sir. You did not fill out the form. All right. I'll have to go ahead and read this then. Let's go over here. Journey guide. Yeah, let's go and check out Ahsoka Tano. 7 out of 17 complete, baby. I don't think I can actually do this right now. I cannot. Well, I mean, I can do one of them. I can do both of them, but I'm not going to. So, let's go ahead and input Mr. Andrew Thetford's ally code up here, 761-998-258, the King of Salt. That's the one. Start the timer then. When do I temporarily stop investing in Queen Amidala and the boys to build for GL Leia? Also, please look at bow requirements. Okay. 9.3 million. Asking when to stop investing in Queen Amidala and the bros. So, first of all, we need a baseline. How invested are we right now? You've got them R4 and R3 and... Where's Master Qui-Gon Jinn? I'm being blind, I'm sorry. Okay, Master Qui-Gon Jinn is R3. So, I would say, at minimum, try and take them to R7. More is better. More is better, in my opinion. I'm not saying you necessarily need to R9 these characters. I'm not saying you need to go the full bore. They're very good. They're very valuable, but you don't need to go that far. I would say R7 for me is personally a minimum on this team. That gives you all the benefit from, well, gives you most of the benefits from the assault battle, but also gives you strong raid performance and gives you strong team performance in general. It's all very, very good. After that, you say you want to build on GL layer, and I think that's a perfectly reasonable thing for you to do. You've got Jabba the Hutt, you've got a number of light side GLs, and you've got JML. It's almost like you went through order of release here. You're like, yeah, let's get Rey, then we'll get Slacker, then we'll get JML, then we'll get C, then we'll get Jabba. And you're like, well, I'm going to skip JMK, and I'm going to skip Lord Vader, and I'm going to go straight over to Leia. So it's kind of interesting. I like it, though. It's a good approach. I don't think necessarily you need to be worrying about trying to get the likes of Lord Vader just yet. He's a really big investment for arguably one of the worst performing GLs. Okay? You said look at your bow Rex as well. So let's take a look at, first of all, if I go over to Keller and Beck. Keller and Beck, he's fine, he's ready. Unless you need me to look at modding. Paz is fine and ready. Yeah, you do need those double Zetas. Then we're looking at IG-12. Fine and ready. Missing some Zetas. Thank you kindly, whoever that was. Yes. I will check you out in just one moment. And then we are looking for... Oh, it's BAM, isn't it? R7. So you've got everybody prepped. You've got everybody prepped for the Bo-Katan Mandalore mission, so congratulations. Unless you... Have you already unlocked her and you're just trolling me? No. Okay. You might want to get some investment in Bo-Katan Kryze, by the way. Because she's more frequently used as the additional character. More frequently used as the over armorer, in my experience. So let me just get the chat open real quick. Bear with me, guys. 1 second. It did, Hod, you're second. I submitted a form. Oh, sorry, Andrew. I went C, Jabba, then the 2 Lightspeed bundles, then JML. Gotcha. It was the Zetas I was worried about. Can I scrape by, or do I need them all? The most important ones are the Paz ones. So you're missing the IG ones, right? You are missing the IG 12 ones. Because Paz Vizsla, you definitely need both Paz Vizsla ones. The OG BAM ones, I can't even remember what Protective Intuition Zeta does. Let me double check that for you, buddy. The Mandalorian Beskar armor. All right. So that's here. First time. I mean, yeah, that one is kind of useful. I don't know if it will make or break, but the tier in which you use BAM, it's just you and IG-12. You might be able to get away with not applying this Zeta. I wouldn't apply it right now. I would try going in with your best modding and seeing if you can clear through. If you just cannot do it, you might need this. I have a whole video guide on this. But I had BAM Zetas from years ago, basically. So I don't know how valuable this is. I think there's a chance you can clear through. You definitely need both of Paz's. That's a 100%. Because his tier is just awful without it. Did you have Kellerans? You have both of Kellerans, so that's useful as well. Yeah, I think you should be fine. I think you should be able to pull through without BAM's second one. IG-12 and Grogu's. Yes. Let's take a look at IG-12 and Grogu. IG-12 and Grogu. The yes. What does the yes provide? Whenever it uses special ability, light side assists, that you could maybe get away with that one. Maybe. I think it's going to be harder. That tier is going to be harder for you because it's quite a tricky tier in general. Not the worst, but it can be quite tricky. You might be able to, like, bang your head against the wall and get through it with good enough modding. Basically, buddy. Yeah. Hey, Atrox, how you doing today, buddy? So, yeah, I think you should be okay. I think you should be okay overall. But, it might just require a lot of remodding and a lot of time. Thankfully, she comes back once every month. Like, she's coming back in 6 days, I think. Something like that. Might be a little bit less. I'm doing great. Thanks, Atrox. Good business. Thank you, Andred. You have a Zeta stashed if you need it. Good business. Good business. Like, I think the BAM one, I think you'll want the BAM one eventually, Andrew. Just because that BAMmed Zeta is very, very useful in PvP. It's useful because it can save your bow team from destruction. It can also help you take out things like Lord Vader teams very, very well without having to use Bo-Katan Mandalore. You can use them in a Fennec bounty hunter team, for example. So, like, that Zeta is very, very valuable, but not necessarily right now. It's just probably something for you to keep in the back of your mind. You might want to try and save it for Bo herself, you know? Why was I checking over here? I was checking over here for some reason. Oh, yeah, I was going to see when Bo's thing is back. Okay, it's not in there. I know it's definitely coming. Yeah, it's on the 10th. So in a week's time. No worries, Andrew. Thank you so much for your generosity today, buddy. I believe we had somebody else in... Yeah, okay, so we got Dominic Lang over here. Dominic, did you fill out the form as well? Did you fill out the form, buddy, as well? And we had Biller over here also donate. Thank you kindly, Biller. Thank you all very much. Very, very kind. Very, very good. Good stuff. Thank you, Dominic. Hello, Mr. Scribe. May I ask you a modding question? Absolutely, Trent. How are you doing? How much time should you spend farming Mark II circuit breaker pieces? Should you just attain them more passively or... Okay, so I don't know the names of them per se. I know them by look. I know them by look, basically. Mark II circuit ones. Is that this one? No, that's the Mark I capacitor. Is it this one? That's the Mark II pulse modulator. These ones, I don't actively farm these at all. I don't actively farm these at all. So I get these almost exclusively from event drops. So essentially, I usually farm these first three ones. Over the last couple of weeks / couple of months, maybe, I've been farming just these two nodes, trying to get all of my 14 speed secondaries with 3 rolls of speed up to 6E, so that they'll become 15 speed secondaries, and hopefully down the line I'll end up slicing them into, 20 plus speed secondaries, essentially. But I don't actively farm this at all. Okay? Thanks, Dom. I'll get to you in a second. But mostly, I usually farm these first 3, and I get these up to about 200 each. So I've got this one up to 200. No, that's 224. And this one's a 135. So, in a day or so, I'll move from farming here, and I'll fill out my mod inventory with new speed mods. Yeah, I don't farm them at all. I find you get quite a lot of those through various events, Jabba's ability event, certain assault battles, and that sort of thing. Speed is all you need in this game, for the most part. Offense, there's like quite a few percentiles are very, very valuable, but speed is the most important overall. This game is built on speed, baby. All right. So, we are moving on now. We are moving on to... I've already forgotten my ADHD coming in thick and fast, baby. Dominic, isn't it? Dommy, mommy. You heard. Do you believe it'll be worth it to drop everything and go after the next GL ship when announced? Depends on your position. Usually, if you are first in fleet, it's very, very valuable to always get the new capital ship as soon as possible to make sure you can maintain your number one fleet position. Okay? Maintaining number one in fleet is very, very important. Let's do some quick maths here. So fleet, to get a 7-star fleet, day one, the refresh cost is about 25,000 crystals, or 25,400, I think it is, something like that. Divide that by 400 crystals. Okay, so that's the number of days. That is 64 days, basically, of getting first in Fleet Arena that you would need to do to recoup that cost, essentially, right? So, 64 days, of getting first in Fleet Arena is what that is worth. Divide that by 28, it's 2.5 months worth of first in Fleet Arena is what that's worth, essentially. Now, I'm not saying that you won't be able to climb to first. I personally just think that fleet is important to get first and foremost. But saying is it important to drop everything and go for it really depends on the individual roster and how you currently play the game and where you sit in Fleet Arena currently. I would always advise it, though. All right. Dummy. What are we going on, Dummy? Farming Leviathan and going for Jabber and gearing up the 5-0 first. All good things. All good things. So I'm not going to have to tell you. Make sure you get your Leviathan. Make sure you get your Jabber. 8 mil as well. 8.1 mil. So your current... This is really good, actually. You've got some solid GLs over here for 8 mil. Your current route is Jabber, Leviathan, gas. I'm wondering why gas in particular. Did you happen to get the gas pack that came out recently, the Lightspeed bundle for gas? Oh no, you already got your gas. Now I'm confused. You're confusing me, buddy. You said you were gearing up... have you stopped gearing this in order to gear up the Leviathan Rex and the Jabber Rex? What's the current queue looking like? Probably rather large. Let me double check that for you. It's about 30 long. 30 deep, you might say. Is there a way for us to see the queue? Not currently. So I guess my question for you right now is, there is currently gear invested and relic levels invested in a half-finished gas team. Is there a reason you have done that? Are you planning on doing it more, or are you coming back after? Because, finishing Jabber Rex and finishing Leviathan Rex is a lot of relic levels in itself, and this hasn't even started yet. Just improving them so they get some holds in GAC, and it's Leviathan before Jabber. So, Levy first, then Jabber. Okay, so let's check out the Sith Umpire. Okay, so we've got some investment. The thing I would say is gas might get holds for you. That is absolutely true. It's a decent team. It's just every little bit of relic investment that you put in a character is something that's going to detract and take another farm longer. Okay, so I guess the question you have to ask yourself is the extra couple of relic levels that you invest in gas worth delaying your investment into fleet to get Leviathan? Now, don't forget, when you unlock Leviathan, unless you are spending 25,000 crystals, basically, to get the full unlock day one, you're not going to really benefit from the Levy fleet until it's 7-star. Unfortunately, that is the way the cookie crumbles with the Levy fleet. It's good, but a lot of its power is gated behind a 7-star unlock, and that could be painful to achieve. So the earlier you get the Levy fleet, the quicker you'll get it to 7 stars, if that makes sense. How much gear do you need for a 5-star Chewie? Depends entirely on the team that you take in, but you could do it at gear 12. Probably lower, truth be told. If you're taking in Moff Gideon and... Not Moff Gideon. Grief Karga and OG Mando. So, it's something to consider. Something to consider when you think about how you invest. How's it going, Urban? Good to see you, brother. So, after you've done Leviathan, Jabber, Gas 5-0 first. I guess that's where you'll be at that point. I don't really see at that point, do you really need to push for profundity? Like, the Leviathan will hold you over for quite some time. It is a good ship. You don't necessarily need to immediately jump and get the profundity. You'll have Jabba. So the only thing that you're really going to be missing is Lord Vader and JMK with Cat. Do you already have Commander Ahsoka Tano? You do already have Commander Ahsoka Tano. That's quite nice. Do you currently use her in like a Padme team or something like that? I suppose you could invest in Inquisitors. Interesting how you have a 7-star 7th sister. But none of the other Inquisitors are unlocked. You have enough armies to put one on Jar Jar, which you recommend? Ooh. I'll let you know in a minute. Had it with the Padme and a Padme Corn. Okay, good business. Yeah, solid team. Solid team, actually. So I guess you could push for JMK afterwards, or you could try and invest in the new GL, because by the time that you're done with these farms, like, these are long farms. We're probably looking 3-4 months each to try and finish up. So you're probably looking New Year period. At that point, you might want to reassess and think, do I want to get JMK or do I want to start pushing for GL Ahsoka Tano? Maybe. It's not realistically going to be any longer than the rest. It's just farming up the marquees and investing in the necessary Kyrotechs and relic levels and that sort of business. Now, the only downside of GL Ahsoka Tano, of course, is that there's a lot of relic 9s in it. So let that temper your enthusiasm somewhat. I would say probably for you, I would probably try and push for JMK afterwards. If you want to take your foot off the gas and try to get some other teams geared up, then I could probably recommend Mandalorians, as in Bo Mando. She's a really, really fantastic team. Relatively easy to unlock. Just requires 4 characters, one of which you already have. Only needs 2 relic levels. So 3 new characters. Keller and Beck. You'll need IG-12 and Grogu. And you'll need Paz Vizsla. They are really, really solid team. A lot of fun to use. And will help your guild unlock the Mandalore planet, which is extra Kyrotech for you every single month. If your guild can get those first 2 milestones, that's an extra 50 Kyrotech for you every 2 weeks. That's super, super valuable. 100 Kyrotech in total every 2 weeks. Really, really good. I don't know if you've already got Jedi Knight Cal. You do not. That's another thing that you could consider. Go down the Jedi Knight Cal route, unlock Jedi Knight Cal, help your guild get Zepho unlocked and get the extra Kyrotech from there. Lots of options available to you. But you don't necessarily need to push GL after GL after GL after GL. There are other ways to play the game than pure PvP. So yeah, nice roster though, dude. Alrighty. If you need to pick between... sorry, somebody asked about Jar Jar's Omi. Let me remind myself. I want to say it's the Misa something one. That is the most important. I can't remember the name of this. Sorry, guys. My brain is frazzled right now. Mui Mui, I love you. I think this is the most important one to get. At the start of battle, the ally shield generator is going to gain 2 stacks of plasma shielding for every 3 relic amplifier levels. That means that relic level 9, you're going to get an extra what? How much is it? 2 stacks per 3. Okay, so 3 times 2, basically. So that's all good. 6 extra stacks over there if you've got relic 9, which is nice. Whenever a non-Gungan enemy gains damage immunity, it's such a weird thing to say. Why non-Gungan? So if you go mirror matches, it's like damage immunity for everybody. All Gungan allies gain damage immunity for 1 turn. It's because it'll just create an infinite loop of everybody's just getting damage immunity and damage immunity. Whenever a Gungan ally gains a bonus turn from this ability, they gain 5% mastery until the end of the encounter. This one I feel is the most important, basically. Muy, muy. Muy, muy, really appreciate your help. Good business. Okay, cool. I believe we have more. I believe Billa. Billa, are you in the chat? All Jar Jar Omis are pretty good, unlike many other characters. Yeah, they're all good. I will say they are all good. Galdus. Yeah, Billa's here. Good stuff. Thank you, Billa. Did you fill out the roster review form as well, good sir? Let me just check. You did. You are good people. You are good people, brother. I tell you. Bump dum de bum 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 bump dum de bum. Just over here. And then go down here. And one last. Just one cornetto. Give it to me. Okay, good business. Sorry about that, Billa.
And the geos just go, fuck you, motherfucker, and then you die.
Thank you for the 100 biddies there, Blaster.
And the geos just go,
no, Tonic. Reviews are not by donation only. Donations just get you up on the priority list, essentially. So it's a first come, first serve basis. Everybody follows the link, fills out the form. That's completely free. I'll get to the free reviews once we've done everybody that's made a donation, because Papa needs to wail on new marquees, unfortunately. And it's the only way I can afford it. It's the only way I can afford it. Right now, I think we've managed to get enough money to at least get the marquee pack, which is nice. So I just need to do a lot more roster reviews. Do a lot more. Okay, let's see what Mr. Biller is saying. Reset the clock, baby. Boom. So, Biller is saying, good evening, sir. Oh, thanks, buddy. Been doing pretty good in GAC lately due to Bane and Queen Amidala. Get you, 6 million GP, Bane and Queen Amidala. You are a boss, sir. I'm planning to go slow for a few weeks now and upgrade my relic levels across the board and relic bad batch for the Marauder. Okay. Good idea. Or should I look to get a wider roster first? After some advice on the next GL, please. Okay. Yeah, good questions, Biller. Good questions indeed. 620, you're in Erodium 2, so you sat just below Kyber, really. Realistically speaking, I've heard people go from Erodium 2 straight up to Kyber 4 in one promotion because of the skill squish and stuff like that. So you sat just below Kyber 4, 6.6 million. 6.6 million, you're rocking the double GLs, but you've got things like Queen Amidala and you've got things like Bane. Both things are like top tier units. They can kill pretty much anything. Queen Amidala is really good defensively, and Bane obviously is only really an offensive character, but he does basically take out everything. So, you've got Profundity and Executor as well. I wouldn't undermine just how good this is for you as well, because I'm sure that these fleets are also doing great work for you. So, your first question was around the Bad Batch, and only particularly the ones required for the Marauder. There are plus sides to it, definitely. It really does elevate the Negotiator fleet into, I wouldn't call it a meta fleet, but it is a good performing fleet. It's a very good performing fleet. It can take down things that it wouldn't normally take down, and it will hold against things that it wouldn't normally hold against on defense as well. That being said, the problem with gearing up the Bad Batch is that they are very Chirotech heavy. We're talking like 400 plus Chirotech per character to get them up to relic levels. And that's a bit of a bummer, right? Plus, they're only really used, well, they're not really used. They can be used elsewhere. Obviously, you can get use out of them as a team, less than we could previously, because that's just the way metas come in and out, right? One sec. What I mean to say is they're used for getting Lord Vader. And I don't think that getting Lord Vader is the best thing for your account. So it's a heavy crystal cost or a heavy Chirotech cost for you to invest to get that Marauder up and running for just the Marauder. Because you won't even have a full team. You're going to be missing out on characters for an actual Bad Batch team. You're not going to be pushing for Lord Vader, so you're not getting that investment now or the benefit of that investment now. All you're getting is the Marauder from it. Now, whether or not that is worth it for you, hard to say. Hard to say. If you are going to push for another GL, I would recommend going down the Jabba route, because you've got JML, that's some of the battle done already. That gives you a foot in the door to get Jabba, and Jabba is the most useful galactic legend. Any account that doesn't have Jabba, my answer is going to be get Jabba, okay? Because that is just the way it is, guys. His value to people's rosters is like, you can't quantify it. You can't quantify it. So let me just have a look at your Master Qui-Gon Jinn, R5, and Padawan Obi-Wan. Okay, R3. So, I mean, you could take them up. Like, I'd say maybe get Padawan Obi-Wan up to Relic 5 as well if you can. So you at least gain a little bit more benefit from the Duel of Fates assault battle that comes around on the around about the 20th of each month, 20th to 24th. Let me just catch up on chat real quick. Great Mother's Kit looks absolutely wild, does David? But there I go, so I don't really care. Did an territory war becomes Conquest units too. Okay. Yeah, so if ultimately Jabba should be in my opinion, the next GL that you push for. I know you say you want to go slow and sort of bring up average relic levels. I don't think, in my opinion, the approach does not benefit you, in my opinion. I very much prefer to have a tall roster with a high top end rather than having a broad roster overall. You've done very well. You have done very well, but it's probably because you've got 2 good capital ships, 2 good GLs. You've got Bane, you've got Queen Amidala, you've got Starkiller, you've got Wampakron, you've got a Savage Kron. These are the things that are helping you win GACs, basically. But in my opinion, getting something like Jabba that's going to help the entire mod roster of your entire account is going to be worth more than, you know, having an R5 Gas 501st or something. Okay, you've already got R7. See, you've got some really solid teams here. I'm not gonna deny you that. So yeah, in my opinion, you're better off focusing heavy rather than trying to widen your roster. You can widen your roster at the end. The GLs will also help you get a lot of the assault battles done as well. That's nothing to sneeze at. So I'm just checking here. I will check people's position on the list after we finish this roster review, okay? So just double check. Yeah, okay. So the just to reiterate on the Marauder, you can make that investment. It will make your negotiator fleet better, which gives you better advantage on fleet. That's a good thing. It's up to you whether or not you want to risk the, you know, probably 12 to 1500 Kyrotech to get those 3 characters geared up and Relic 5'd. That's up to you. If you think it's worthwhile, I would say go for it. If not, I think you could probably rest on your laurels a little bit like on that and come back to it later. Focus on Jabba to get better overall development for your roster. Okay. Hey Chaz, how you doing, brother? Okay, better. But really solid roster. You're doing really well here. I would definitely try and get Jabba in this account. It would help massively. I just seen the R7 JTR. Did you also get the Resistance? Also got the Resistance Lightspeed bundle. So I mean, you've got Rey basically ready to go as well. I think you just need the relic levels in BB-8, right? And then you've got a GL Rey. It's probably worth just unlocking GL Rey before you get Jabba because you're basically there. You're basically there, buddy. All right, stupendous. The stupendous wave. The stupendous wave. All righty. Good business. So I'm just going to go take a very quick toilet break, guys, and then we will continue. Okay, hold up. Let me also go back and check real quick on chat. Shield, I will check your spot on the wrist very shortly. Shield and Brian. Sounds good. No rush. Appreciate you checking. What's with these options? Oh, they're meme options, Melkcell. Clearly meme options. You can input any amount. Review is $10. A minimum of £5, which I think is like $6 or $7. I'm not sure. Melk. Jason. Hey, Jason. How you doing, brother? Okay, so give me 2 minutes. Just need to go for a quick pee. Oh, hang on. Yeah, let's check people's position on the list first. So you have been asking. You have been asking. I will let you know. So I think it was. Who was it? It was Shield first. So Shield is 12th on the list. Then there was Brian as well. I'm Brian, and so's my wife. Okay, Brian. I don't see a Brian in the list. Did you? You'll have to let me know what name you put down. Caleb. Caleb, you are 13th on the list. And DRX. DRX, you are 4th in the list. Yeah, Brian, I don't see a Brian down in the name. Or your surname. So you'd have to let me know what name you put in the list. What's the current number from the queue? Out of curiosity, just because I heard you once saying you have to code something. What's your job? Code something? I'm a risk manager. I don't do any coding. I don't know why I would say I have to code something. You don't have to pay. No, absolutely not. He's not Brian. He's a very naughty boy. He's not the Messiah. Back in 1 second, guys. Alrighty. Alrighty-roo. Absolutely, Caleb. Okay. So, let me have a look. Who is at the top of the list currently? The top of the list is Astra. Astra, you still in the chat? Good sir. That's the way. What's the current number from the queue? There are currently 39 people in the queue. 39 people in the queue currently. Alrighty, so let's get Astra's ally code up here. You too, Caleb. All the best, brother. And then we shall restart the clock and go Bert. Go Bert. Okay, so Astra says, this is my alt account. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Completely free to play, apart from the Cam Lightspeed bundle. So far, I'm working on finishing the Inquisitors, GG and his droids, and the Sith Empire. That's a lot on your plate right now. My fleet game is shocking, but once I've finished these three teams, I'll be working on fixing this by finishing Negotiator, then following up with Malevolence and Executor. You'll also build up gas between the two fleets. Wondering what I could build once I've got these done. Okay, firstly, you're doing too much. Is what I would say. 2.2 million, you're trying to take on way too much. Now, maybe because this is your free-to-play roster, you want to just do different teams than you did for your main account. I don't know. But, you know, why at this point are you even doing GG? Yeah, like, do you want it for the Malevolence fleet? there's nothing wrong with that per se. And you also, wow, also have a 7-star negotiator already. This is interesting. This is a weird approach, dude. Like, there's nothing wrong with these fleets. They're good fleets. They are. But I can't help but feel, based on the relic levels invested in this account, you could have just got Executor, and then you would have a better fleet immediately. Maybe you're just doing stuff differently for this because you just want to do teams that you don't normally do. I'm not even sure. But I feel like you're biting off too much at the moment. Oh, because you didn't have him built on the main. Did you say that? This is your completely free to play set. So far, I'm working on finishing Inquisitors, GG and his droids, and Sith Empire. Fleet game is shocking. Finished 3 teams. I'll be working on this. Finished. Blah, blah, blah. Also, probably build up gas. Wondering what I could build once I've got these done. You didn't say that in your message. Sorry. The reason I said because you didn't build him on the main. Sorry. Okay, no, I just misread your. So you're just wanting to do different things. Okay, in that respect. Okay, not a problem. You're just trying... Because I did the same thing when I used to run an alt account. I used to literally just build the off-meta teams. Because I was like, my main account goes, like, competitive. My alt account just goes fun. That's where I have my fun and do weird stuff, right? So I built up things like Mon Mothma back when she came out. Instead of push for loads of GLs. So, okay, I understand now. I'm on board. Okay. This is fine. Now, you say Inquisitors as well. Are you trying to push for an early Leviathan? Oh my god. Okay. Is Fifth Brother a Cantina farm now? Is that a thing? That's usually the only reason people don't star up a character in particular. So, we're pushing for Grand Inquisitor. Is that to help out with fleets again? Is this why you're sort of going really heavy into fleets at the moment? So, because it feels like you've gone Darth Revan and Jedi Knight Revan so that you could get Malak, so then you can push for Malgus, and then you can get the Leviathan fleet, whilst also working on Malevolence fleet and Galactic Republic fleet at the same time. Is this just designed to be a roster that's really heavy on fleet? Which I'm not mad about, by the way. I think it's a cool idea. Hey, Mount, how you doing? Aww. Sorry, there should have been a link inside there. I will provide you a link in chat in just a moment. Bear with me. He is a Cantina farm. Thank you, Astra. I assumed it was because usually that's why people don't tend to relic up. So there you go, Mount. It should there should be a link to my my PayPal page there now. Okay, so after you finished off those teams, like, we're essentially building out Malevolence, Negotiator, and Leviathan all at once, and getting Inquisitors. So I would say if you're pushing there, if you haven't already, you'll want to think about getting Iden, because Iden, which you don't have obviously, is needed for the TIE Defender, and the TIE Defender is what makes that Chimera fleet tick. It's where all the damage lies, realistically speaking. So you go with the Chimera, you go with the Scythe, you go with the Vader's ship, so the Taxi or the TIE Advanced X1, and TIE Fighter Pilot as the starting lineup, and then you reinforce with TIE Defender first, but you need to have the TIE Interceptor on the bench as well. So make sure that as you're building to that, prep those other fleets as well. Now, obviously, you will need Grand Admiral Thrawn, which means you're going to have Phoenix. Phoenix geared up just a little bit. You can do it with sort of like Gear 8 Phoenix. Probably easier now with Captain Sexy Rexy. This guy over here. Do we have Thrawn? Okay, you've got a 5-star Thrawn. So, like, you've got the backbone of it. Excuse me. I think I'm dying. Excuse me. I do apologize, Astra. Okay. Sneak peeks for Shin and Marok just dropped? No. I declared bullshit. Okay, it's not bullshit. Oh my god. Alright, let's get this up real quick. We did just about tie that out, Astra. But I will come back to this in a second. Hang on. Hold up. we have got work in progress, Shin Hati and Marok. This doesn't surprise me at all. There's no way we were getting... there's absolutely no way we get Balin without Shin. Getting a sneak peek of work in progress for Shin Hati and Marok from our art team. Keep in mind, the designs are still evolving, so the details for final characters may change. We hope you enjoy. Shin over here looking alright. Marok looking alright. But that's about it. So we can assume then that Marok may well be a mercenary, because he's actually tagged as a mercenary elsewhere, wasn't he? I think it was in the official Star Wars website, the thingamabobs. So, I don't know if he's going to be Inquisitors. Probably not. He might get the Night Sister tag. He might get Remnant tag. He might get Mercenary. Hard to say. I feel like he's probably going to get Mercenary. But I don't know. I don't know. She's clearly going to be Mercenary and work with Balin. Which means these two are most likely going to be our next two marquees. Next two marquees. Still no sign of Padawan Sabine. But we know that, you know, Padawan Sabine fights Shin quite a few times, right? Oh, thanks. Did we have something additional about... 7 minutes ago. Welcome. Community update. Today we'll be giving insight on the new mercenary tag, Balin Skull, and the snippets of Galactic Legends of Sokatano. As a reminder, this is subject to change. Without further ado, enjoy our first topic on the mercenary tag. The mercenary is a new faction that represents soldiers of fortune in the Star Wars universe. Unlike bounty hunters who are paid to bring in specific targets, mercenaries are paid to perform a job, usually involving, or likely involving, combat. Things like being a bodyguard or attacking an installation on behalf of a third party. Why do we make it? There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of characters in Star Wars who are guns for hire, whose loyalty belongs more to credits than given a side in conflict. This does not mean they are neutral characters, as almost every character in Star Wars has a pull towards light side or dark side in the grand scheme of things. Isn't mercenary a bounty hunter? Bounty hunter can be considered an extremely specialized mercenary, yes, but not all mercs are bounty hunters. For gameplay purposes, we're trying to keep bounty hunters and mercenaries separated as much as possible. You're one or the other unless that version of the character is specifically seen doing both bounty hunting and broader mercenary work, like Santi. So I guess Kassantan is going to get the tag. I think that's kind of a useless tag, personally. Giving Kassantan the mercenary tag, nobody is going to take Santi away from Jabba. No way. It's kind of weird. Will there be any new characters coming with the mercenary tag? There are 3 new ones. Balin Skull, Shin Hati, and Marok. I did just say Marok might get it, right? Will be mercenaries designed to work under him. Additionally, many but not all characters who have been identified or have been defined as mercenaries in lore will receive the mercenary tag, making them synergize with other mercenaries and especially Balin Skull. That's a shame. I was really hoping the mercenary tag would be more of a they can drop into any team, like plug and play characters that elevate. Thank you kindly. How do old and new mercenaries work together? Mercenaries are the only faction that can have the Soldier of Fortune effect. This is a stacking blue status effect that does nothing on its own, but when paired with a new mercenary, various effects will be added to characters in question based on the number of stacks of Soldier of Fortune they have. Only a mercenary leader can have the ability to give stacks of Soldier of Fortune to all/other mercenaries in their squad. Initially, this is only Balin Skull. Balin, Shin, and Marok will all have effects that they give to all mercenaries based on the number of Soldier of Fortune stacks that they have. Balin, Shin, and Marok also have ways to gain and lose stacks of Soldier of Fortune for themselves in their own kits. This allows Shin and Marok to synergize even without Balin in the squad. Okay. Thank you kindly. Older characters with a mercenary tag will be able to gain Soldier of Fortune stacks from the method given by mercenary leader, initially only Balin Skull. Okay, yeah, older characters with the mercenary tag will benefit from the effects of Balin, Shin, Marok, and all future mercenaries bring to the table regards to Soldier of Fortune stacks. Okay, a squad made up of Balin, Shin, Marok, Han Solo, and Dash Rendar. Okay, so Han Solo and Dash are getting mercenary tags. We'll see Balin handing out the Soldier of Fortune stacks to everyone, including himself. Shin and Marok will also be adding stacks to themselves. Han and Dash are reliant on gaining stacks from Balin. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. This is not really important, I feel. Being able to... Okay, so... Oh, wow. Wow, that's a lot of characters. That is a lot of characters gaining Mercenary. Boba Fett, Sign of Django might be useful. Cad Bane, Candra's Ordo, Cara Dune, Dash Rendar, Dengar, Doc Aphra, Embo, Fennec, Han Solo, Hondo. I knew Hondo would get it. Django Fett, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, Santi, Kyle Katarn, L3, Marok, Mission Vow, Kira, Sana Staros, Shin. Bam is getting it too. Vandor Chewbacca, Vet Han, Young Han Solo, Lando. Oh, Young Lando. Zalbar, Zam Wessel. Wow, okay. Let's see what else we're getting. The designers of the upcoming mercenary wanted to give a little rundown of their characters. So, Shin. Shin and her master Balin appear to be self-sufficient mercenaries in the Ahsoka show. Their seamless coordination and prowess in every mission is reflected in Shin's designed kit. Alongside them is Marok, whose support amplifies Shin's effectiveness. Shin's character is defined by her grace in combat, her lightsaber skills combined with the use of the Force. These abilities are central to her design as an agility attacker in the game. Her kit reflects a careful consideration of her quick-wittedness, which captures her ability to escape from perilous situations with ease. Players are encouraged to dive into the game and explore the depth of her skills, may her adventures be as exhilarating as her journey. Alright? Marok. Very interesting character to work with. In the show, he doesn't speak much, but appears alongside Shin. He is a mysterious character, but about whom we don't know much, so there is a sense of excitement whenever he's on screen. I thought he was a bit dull, to be honest. Marok has two crucial encounters with the formidable Ahsoka, showcasing his combat expertise. The intention for Marok's kit is to highlight his skills as a fighter and how he supports his allies during critical moments of the story. The mystery he brings to the table is very exciting. I'm looking forward to revealing to him. And then finally, Balin's Skull. Proven a big challenge during development simply because Ray Stevenson brought so much nuance to the character, and we wanted to make sure that it was included in and felt the kit was right. Yeah, how is Vet Han a merc? I don't even know. Han was a gun for hire, yeah. Do you mean Night Sister Fart? Indeed. Okay. So, the way his fight scenes played out in the Ahsoka show, Balin felt more than just a powerful Force user. He put all of his physical stature into his fighting style as well. Brutal, calculating, and intentional. Even as we see Ahsoka start to struggle in the fight, Balin only seems to get stronger. He is a tank in label, but in reality is also a bit of a bruiser or a juggernaut in playstyle. His kit was developed with the idea that he will only get stronger as the battle continues, even as his opponent tires or weakens. I think that's about right. It's been an honor to get to work on this kit and bring this character to our game. I hope that the players enjoy all of the details we've tried to incorporate based on Ray's portrayal of the character. I hope so. GL Ahsoka Tano then. There's loads of news in this. This post almost feels bigger than the road ahead. You know what I mean? Does this post not feel bigger than the road ahead? While development of GL Ahsoka Tano is still in the early stages, we wanted to reach out to the designer working on them, CG Mouse. This is the road ahead. How's development going on? Okay. Though it's still heavily in progress, subject to rigorous changes, she'll be fulfilling a tanking role for a team. Didn't think she'd be a tank. That means she's an R9 day one, with an emphasis on battlefield control. Like many other light side GLs, she will rely on her allies heavily. Though certainly she will be no slouch should the tables turn, she finds herself seemingly alone in the vastness of the galaxy. Feels like they're so using the world between worlds. I'm not saying that I gave this as part of my recommendation of what the ultimate should be, but I'm not going to say that I didn't. I'm sure everybody was thinking along the same lines. What's the hardest part of making a GL, and how do you overcome it? Like many characters, we want to capture the essence of the snapshot in time we're taking of them. This character has gone through many journeys, and has likely grown considerably in who they are since their first appearance. As such, we want to make sure we're capturing those moments authentically, which is why this is an exercise on every character we make. While this is an exercise on every character we make, it's especially important for extra challenging on Galactic Legend characters who often represent the ultimate or peak version of the character. Mechanically, Galactic Legends can be challenging because there's a lot more allowance and room for more complex mechanics. And while that can be very liberating from a creative standpoint, it also brings plenty of considerations. More expectations for how Galactic Legends will play, feel, and perform in the game. When you combine those factors together, it adds up to quite a lot. We overcome these challenges by heavily collaborating with one another and doing tons of research, actor interviews when relevant. Oh, that's so cool. Did they get to interview Rosario Dawson? Clips, rewatching. Oh, no. Actually, they were probably just watching interviews. So they research stuff on actor interviews, clips, rewatching shows, movies, books. It's all on the table. Yada, yada, yada. Mechanically and balance-wise, it's about a lot of changes, tweaks, iterations. Okay, we're just talking about the process here. Provide an early look at a new ship making the way onto the holotables in the near future. Punishing one, flown by Dengar's finally getting his ship? What's that going to... Like, the Executor is already a really powerful fleet. Oh, my God. All right, then. Okay. That's... I definitely don't feel like the Executor needs a lifter. I'll be honest, guys. All right, so Dengar's ship, famously for holding no cells in order to transport his bounty hunter targets, so he would just take the former option, wanted dead or alive. Yeah, I'd say just kill them. And just transport his targets via the cargo hold instead. Okay, so the Punishing One is meant to provide another option for the Executor fleet. Adding the Punishing One to the starting lineup of the Executor fleet should help the fleet perform better in most matchups. Leviathan will remain a difficult matchup, but Executor should be able to hold more consistently against everyone. It doesn't need to hold more consistently. Thank you for stopping by our community update. There's a lot of great things coming to Swigger, and I'll be happy to share them with you. Good stuff. Okay, this was really good, guys. This was basically a road ahead. This is basically a road ahead. I'm still really confused, though. I'm really confused. What is going on with Fleet? Do you know what I mean? Oh, man. I mean, this is cool. I'm really happy about all the news that we just got. We know what's coming for Bale and Skull. We can all assume that Shin and Marok are going to be required for either Balin or GL Ahsoka Tano. Most likely Balin, but you never know. Could be both. Could, you know, you might have cross requirements there. Not saying both of them, but it, you know, it's most likely going to be one or the other, right? Actually, they're both dark side units. They're not going to be GL Ahsoka Tano. Ignore me. They'll definitely be Balin requirements. Okay. This is weird. I just don't understand why we're getting an exec lifter. Normally these things mean something, but it feels like they don't care about releasing a new fleet. Anyway, guys, this is a roster review stream. I do apologize. And I think we had one, maybe two donations. I think we had one, maybe two donations come through for roster reviews as well. So I need to make sure that we get them. Let me just bring everything up over here. So the R5 investment in Dengar won't be as painful now. True, Esper. Yep. So little ships this year. We've had one this year, DRX. Maybe they want Fleet to be more of a rock, paper, scissor feel. Maybe, but why? I just don't understand. Definitely wailing on Punishing One and Marok. Don't blame you, Ashra. They're prepping ground for an Executor Lightspeed bundle. You think, Milk? Forlom and Zucker Swen. CG clearly don't like that the finalizer could beat triple attack or exec lineups. Clearly if they want Executor to be better for holding. But the thing is like triple attack or Executor, as it currently stands, is already a very volatile fleet defense. It's already it holds better than Profundity. Do you know what I mean? It probably holds better than Leviathan, truth be told. I need a raise for my birthday this year. Yeah, tell me about it, Foxy. Dengar becoming a mercenary? Yeah. Do you think ships will get the mercenary tag as well, perhaps? Maybe, but what capital ship would it go under? Punishing One for the Executor. And Mando's Razor Crest will be pushed to a new Mandalorian fleet? Maybe? Whalen, whalen. It just... Oh no, more reasons to wail, says Whalerick. Anyway, so we've had 2 donations, one from Mount and one from Malcasel. I wrote everything in the roster review form. Thanks for great content. Please don't read my... Oh, right. Yep. Will do, Malcasel. Thank you, brother. Okay, so Mount, you're going to be up next, buddy. Mount. I always need a reason. You don't need a reason, Carthrick. You know you don't need a reason. You just love to whale. You are the whaley boy. It just doesn't need to be a good one. New character comes out, better whale. New GL is confirmed to be a tank. Can I R9 her twice? That's how it feels. And it feels like forever. Alright, so... Mount, is your character's name C Cow Milk for JML? Is that really your name? So glad Balin and Ahsoka are tanks. I was going to R9 them anyway. It's an alt account. Alt account. All right. I need to grab a drink before we begin. Because that is really... coughing fit that I had has messed up my voice. And then we'll... Gotta get it. I'll be back in 1 minute, guys. Alrighty then. Boba Sign of Django, 3rd time to redeem himself. I hope Sign of Django gets more use now. It used to be Rockman back in the day when Warrior Presents had Scissorman as an alt. Aw, mate. Good old Warrior. It's because he used to say, "This is your man, Warrior," and somebody thought he was called Scissorman, right? The dude that had Paperman also quits. The unholy triumvirate fell apart. Goddamn. All right, cool. Let's see what you're saying then. C Cow Milk for JML. Currently working on Naboo raid teams. Leviathan feels forever away. I feel you. Also working to unlock Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and Bo for TB purposes. Largely, I won't claim completely. Free to play. Asking for my crystal ball. That's my crystal ball. For some reason, the text isn't expanding. Why won't you expand, good sir? Crystal ball / tactics to be able to keep hitting max crate on my Conquest for this alt account. For God's sake, find me a buyer. Okay. That's a lot going on here. Oh, I didn't hit play. I didn't hit the play button. All right, so 10.2 mil. At 10.2 mil, you should definitely be red boxing. Like, there's no good reason why you shouldn't. No good reason why you shouldn't, basically. Okay, so checking out your GLs. Yeah. You're only missing Lord Vader. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. How are you looking on, for example, the Galactic Republic over here? You said you're working on the raid teams. Where is Queenie? She must be here somewhere. Ooh, yeah, okay. So Queenie is perhaps a hair undergeared. Master Qui-Gon Jinn and Padawan Obi-Wan. Doesn't surprise me at all that those three are not geared up all together. 2 small kids and a wife. That's why I don't red box on the alt. I mean, that makes sense, Matt, to be fair. That is completely fair. It's a massive time drain. I do not blame you in the slightest. Like, I think you have everything there. You probably just don't have the luxury of time, right? You don't have the luxury of time. So you say you're working on the Leviathan, but you're also going for Jedi Knight, Cal Kestis, and Bo at the same time. That's quite a lot to be wrapping your head around. So Cal over here. Now, the good thing about getting Jedi Knight, Cal Kestis is he's pretty easy to unlock, right? You only need gear 12 across the board in order to get it. The bad thing about it is after you unlock him, you need an R7 Seer, and you need an R7 Jedi Knight Cal Kestis in order to use them in the mission to unlock the Zepho planet so that you can actually start earning those shards. Or not earning the shards, earning the tiers. The unlock tiers on those 2 planets, right? So at surface value, it seems like, that's pretty easy and accessible, right? But then you still have to end up relicking or relic 7ing 2 characters at the very least. And then if you actually want to make use out of your Seer Junda, you need to actually go ahead and start relicking some additional unaligned Force users. Like Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, maybe get him up to like relic 5 minimum. Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, maybe get her up to like relic 5 minimum. So it's almost a double-edged sword. And if you don't have Malicos, which I don't think you do, maybe again the aforementioned not enough time to red box Conquest, it's not really worth doing. So I would say you don't need to. I would recommend that you prioritize and have a look at, are you trying to improve your performance or are you trying to improve it for the guild? If the whole guild is pushing for either Mandalore or Zepho, then I would focus on those. If your guild already unlocks those quite comfortably, I wouldn't bother investing in those teams just yet. Like, if the guild already unlocks it, just let them unlock it and you can benefit, right? Because it's not a massive priority for you, okay? Now, I'm not saying there's no benefit to having those characters unlocked. Absolutely, Seer Junda with the Malicos team is phenomenal. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is a really good Jedi character. Bo-Katan Mandalore is a very, very good legendary unit. She can take out a couple of GLs. She's just really strong on defense. They're all worth having, but it's about when and why, you know? And I think you should be focusing on your Leviathan fleet. So let's see where your Sith Empire are at. Yeah, so it's kind of heavy relic investment, and you'll need to get these guys up as well. Yeah, it's a wonderful place to be. This is where the relic investment just becomes very heavy, generally speaking. When you breach that 10 mil point, it's like everything needs to go into higher and higher relic levels. That's the rush. The guild isn't quite unlocking Zepho. We'll review performance in 24 hours. Good job. Yeah. So if you are going to make the difference between the guild getting to Zepho and not getting to Zepho, it's definitely worth getting there. So long as your guild is actually has got the plan to hit at least those first 2 tiers, it's a really good source of Chirotech. You know, getting Zepho unlocked is worth 25 of each Chirotech every single 2 weeks, right? If you also unlock Mandalore, it's an extra 50 of each Chirotech every 2 weeks. Yet, as long as you're hitting those first 2 thresholds. The third one gives you an extra stars in TB. They're not really worth a hell of a lot, truth be told, but, more is always better, right? It's never worse getting more stars. It's just the amount of investment required to get there is kind of exclusory, right? It's not worth the investment, in my opinion. But getting those Chirotech is very much worth it. So, if you are going to make the difference between unlocking and not unlocking, and then when you get the planet, there is a Jedi Knight Cal mission there, but you'll already have him at Relic 7, and he'll go with Jedi, really, unless you decide to throw on one of the TB Omnis, which I don't necessarily recommend, But if you want to do it, you can do it. I would say play it by ear and see what the guild's doing. See what the guild's doing and how far along are you progressing there. I imagine if you're not unlocking Zepho yet, you're probably not even close to unlocking Mandalore. So I would take the same approach there. Have a look how many people are actually finishing that unlock mission. It's easier, I would say. I would say that the Mandalore mission is easier than the Jedi Knight Cal mission. The unlock mission for Zepho. It's a lot easier to mess up the Cal one. Once you've got the modding down and the approach down, it's very easy. I've got unlocked videos for both of these, by the way, guys. It's not so bad. You shouldn't fail it, but it's always something to keep in mind. But yeah, I imagine you could probably push back on the Bo Mando business. Don't really need to do that. And after that, you really should put all of your investment into getting the Leviathan unlocked, because that's going to make the biggest difference to your account. Getting that last ship is worth more than an extra GL. You know, it's definitely worth more than Lord Vader. Have you already got Bad Batch invested in, I wonder? I hate misclicking. How's your Bad Batch looking? Okay, so no investment. This is the sad batch right now, and that's okay. Fish out regarding Mandalore mission. Oh, dim problem, man. But yeah, solid account, dude. Free-to-play roster as well. Nice. 10.2 million. Must have been running for a while. You were mentioning Warrior Presents, which means this account's got to be quite old. Quite old. But it's good business, man. Thanks for letting me see it. And you're in Kyber 3 already, so that's good. Yeah, I would expect so. I would expect to be Kyber 3, Kyber 2. So, yeah. Good account, man. What's this? What's this? There's laughter in the air. What's this? What's this? I need those crystals, yeah. Especially if we're getting... I spent so many crystals. There's been so many crystals. It's going to be very painful trying to get Great Mothers upon release. Thankfully, we've done pretty well for roster reviews today. So let's have a look. We had Milk. Melkisel. Melkisel. Are you still around, Milk? End of season has that juicy Zeta rewards pack. Yeah, I'm not going to get that. I need to save all the crystals I can right now. Seeing as though in 2 days' time we're going to be having the grandest of mothers, the great mammary glands, the mommies, the mamacitas. We're going to get all of those. Huzzah! Boosted to Kyber 4. My first time in Kyber. Congrats, Battle for Eyes. Did I get squished? Did I get squished out of Kyber? No active event. I'm still in Kyber. Oh, that's the wrong way. That's crazy amount of news today. Let's restart the timer then. And play it off. Okay, so Melk has been playing for almost 3 years. Roster increased artificially due to whaling and buying every single Lightspeed bundle except for the gas and the Starkiller ones, which I had already farmed. Missing about 100 to 150 Zetas compared to my GAC opponents, ouch. But I'm following Arnold's guide for Zeta efficiency. I decided to skip Lord Vader and Afra because they're too expensive and borderline useless, and hope we get some Lightspeed bundles for them in the future. I mean, that's largely true. I wouldn't say they're useless. They just have limited or restricted use. And I always recommend people ignore Afra until the very last legendary unlock. That's just me. She's only really, really strong when her Datacron is around. Lord Vader is still pretty solid regardless, but he's just really expensive. In the last 2 months, I got into a 39-star Rote guild, which also got me Reaver. So I wanted to be a nice team player and farmed raid teams. You're a good egg, Milk. Good job, brother. Gungans, Poncho Bros, and nearly done with Keller and Beck at 6.4 million. That's good, brother. Also applied Keller and Beck, Fulcrum, Baby Cal's Ommies. So you got 3 TW Ommies. Huge. Huge. Further on, I want to focus on getting to Kyber 1, so I'm finishing Inquisitrash. Scythe is ready to go, but no GI active at the moment. Then probably finishing Bo-Katan Mandalore, 98% since she's too old. I'm 98% since she's too old for me. Dude. Well, dude, yeah, I'm sure you won't be that 98% belong. I mean, and then probably GL Ahsoka Tano and Balin. Wow. Okay. So 10.3 mil. 10.3 million of those GPs. All right. But of course, this is a 3-year account, so Squish won't happen till next season. Lock in. Okay. So I think I'll still be in Kyber 1. I'll just be right at the bottom. So lots of Wailing on Lightspeed bundles inevitably means you're going to be behind on Zetas. That's just the way it goes, unfortunately. And there's no super fast way of catching up on Zetas, so long as you're doing as many of the assault battles as you can, and you're doing your fleet, climbing high in Fleet Arena every day, and you're doing your fleet weekly missions and stuff like that. It's kind of how it is. You just have to be very selective about your Zeta choices. So yeah, 10.3 million. What do we got? We got 7 GLs. I do agree. Don't bother getting Afra. Don't bother getting Lord Vader at this point. It's not going to realistically make a massive difference to your account. You've got all the meta fleets, which is absolutely phenomenal. What else were you saying that you were going to do? Last 2 months, you got into 39 roster. Okay, so have you want to focus on getting Kyber 1, so you're finishing Inquisitors. Okay, so the Inquisitors are actually phenomenal, which is great. They're a really good PvP team. I wouldn't look at it as the Inquisitors are trash. They're not. They're really flipping good right now in the game. Just because of Reaver, though. Let's be honest. Just because of Reaver. Now, unlocking GI will be easy for you because you'll be able to use Reaver in the unlock event. But also gaining things like Scythe, gaining the TIE Interceptor, really good still for your fleet. So it gives you that extra little bit of wiggle room, which is kind of what you need in order to get into Kyber. Kyber 1, it's a much harder place than it used to be. Like, there's a time when there used to be, there was like 4,000 plus players in Kyber 1, and there was quite a wide variance in the GP ranges. Nowadays, everybody in Kyber 1 is sort of minimum 11.5 million, I think. Well, maybe not, maybe 11 million. I feel like most people hang around at that point, and most people have all the GLs, all the ships, and are working on the new stuff, right? So having things like the Chimera does help you offensively speaking. Having things like Reaver is almost mandatory. You don't necessarily need to have the latest and greatest, the brand new shinies, but it's always going to be a benefit, right? So, yeah, I'm on board with you pushing for Inquisitorius. That makes total sense. Bo-Katan Mandalore also makes total sense. She's a relatively easy unlock to get, and she punches up really heavily in GAC. She can take down a number of GLs, and she's very good defensively speaking. So those are both really good things. I do buy that Jawa Zeta deal when I see it. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. What is it? The 3,200 crystals and you get like 8 Zeta mats or something like that and some other stuff. Kyber 1 is a pain in the ass to stick in unless you're a slingshotted guy. Absolutely right, man. You're one of those 6 million GP accounts that Karth gets to kick around. He's had 2 or 3 of them now. Karth is 14 million GP, beating up on people with nearly 10 million less GP. It's absurd. Not every battle, obviously. But I think he's had 2 or 3 of them so far in Kyber 1. Okay, so little things you could clean up on, obviously, but I wouldn't worry. Oh, wow, that's a surprise. No Scion invested at this point, but that's quite all right. Keller and Beck, you've already applied the Omicron on, even though he's not at 7 stars. So, yeah, definitely, I'm fully support going after Bo-Katan Mandalore. She's obviously going to come in about 7 days now, so you're not going to be ready for her at that point, I imagine. Let's see where your Paz is at. No, you're definitely not going to be ready for this time round. But she does come down basically once a month. Ever since she was released almost a year ago now, she has been back religiously on like the 9th or the 10th of each month. So you can plan when you get that unlock ahead accordingly. Probably I'd say focus on Inquisitors for now. Definitely focus on Inquisitors for now. Want to focus on Kyber 1. So what is your current score in the raid? And you'll probably have to pick and choose 6.4 mil in the raid. Okay, so, and are you hitting guild requirements there? Are they expecting to go higher than that? I imagine a 39 star. Well, no, maybe not. Maybe not. 6.3 might be enough. You've got R9s here, so that's good. That's also going to benefit you in the long term for additional relic mats, so that's always good. How much investment did you put in Gungans? R7s across the board, so this is still good. You're getting the 265, but soon we'll shoot for the 4 million. Okay, yeah, soon you'll shoot for the 4 million. Well, when you get Kelleran back, you'll have to take him up to Relic 7 for Bo-Katan Mandalore, so maybe then you'll be able to invest in a secondary team there. Would have to see. You said you bought all the Lightspeed bundles apart from the gas one. I want to say gas and something else. So you probably got the... Yeah, you got the Lumi one, you got the Zeta here. I wouldn't necessarily take this team up to Relic 7. You might want to consider taking Gungans up to Relic 8. Apart from that, Sith/Separatists, R7 here, R7 here. Where is... who am I looking for? Oh, it's Newt, isn't it? Well, I mean, you either use Newt, so you could take Newt up to Relic levels, or it's the Stap, or Stap up to Relic levels. Really up to you. Don't forget that Newt is a requirement, I think, for the Executor? Lord Vader, that's right. Executor is Maul, isn't it? Get my unlocks crossed over here, guys. So it's up to you, really. It's up to you if you want to, think long term. Either way, Stap, I heard, is a little bit easier for the run. Even easier if you go full Separatist droids. But if you are looking to push up to the next box of rewards, you're probably going to need at least one team going up a level. I would probably recommend taking that Newt up to Relic 7. That gets you that 1.8, so that's worth an extra 600,000. And probably Gungans to Relic 8. I know that's a big invest, Gungans to Relic 8, but they're still a great, great team. And that's going to get you an extra 900,000. So combined, that's 1.5. Is that right? I think they're an extra 900k. Yeah, 1.8 to 2.7, 900,000. So, yeah. So that would probably be my investments if you are looking to abide by your guild's requirements there. And it is worthwhile. And the sooner you guys get it done, the better off you'll be, because you'll be able to earn that benefit back for longer. But really solid account, dude. Really solid account for a 3-year account. It's good business. You should be proud. Very impressive. You should be very proud. Datacrons and everything else matches my guild recs for TW and all. Yeah, Datacrons make a big difference. Datacrons make a big, big difference in the PvP world. Like, probably the biggest difference, And the good thing about the Gungans is you just put them on auto. Like, just go auto, and it just wins. So, one of the few teams that just autos the raid. So that's always worthwhile to have in my book. Save yourself a little bit of stress, even though it's a little bit expensive. Thank you so much, Mount, by the way, buddy. I just saw you actually went well above, over and beyond. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, Mount. Scion so bad? I used Darth Vader with Treyarch instead. I don't blame anybody that doesn't use Scion. Scion is in desperate need of a rework, in my opinion. He is the red-headed stepchild. He just doesn't have any hair. He's like Ranger, no hair on the top, but you're still ginger. I'm sorry, buddy. But yeah, that was a solid account, dude. Solid account. Let's quickly go ahead and grab this. We need all the free stuff that we can get. Yeah. So I've managed to get 2 pretty decent Datacrons so far of this new set. But it's pricey. We got the most important one, the Moff Gideon one that will probably get nerfed very soon. But we got the Moff Gideon one, and I've got a bonus turn one. I don't even know if that's the most valuable level 6, but the level 3 over here with this level 9 feels like that's the most important part. Using a special, gaining 1, 2, 3 fit bonus buffs, and then also. The stealth means he'll just take infinite turns. I believe that's how it works. What else is actually on Imperial Remnant? Gaining alert, that would also be very useful. But I don't think it's necessary. I think the bonus turn is still useful. And then I've got this Eth Koth one. Flipping Eth Koth. I wanted the Plo Koon one, but we got Eth instead. And we got the stun on the level 6. And ramping stats over here. So I think this is still decent. Okay, let's quickly spend this, and then we'll get continuing on those roster reviews. Sion could have an Omni to make Treya good in TW. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Why not? Pamnai. Poor Sion was even the main villain for most of KOTOR 2. Yeah. And now he's being upshone. Looks like Fanatical Devotion is coming back tomorrow. How much time have we got before the dusting? The great dusting. It's only a couple of hours away, isn't it? And we've got 9 hours and 34 minutes left of this Datacron set. Wah, wah. Your guild uses Treya with Starkiller and Territory Wars, though. Oh, really? Yes, our guild used... Well, did at one point, but we don't anymore. Okay, let me see who's next on the list. Who is next on the list? Let us see. Hod Hod! Mr. Hod Hod, sir, are you in the chat? So we'll probably be live maybe for another hour, guys, for roster reviews. Probably another hour for roster reviews, good sirs. Brave Sir Robin, brave Sir Robin. Was Erodium 1 from not playing 3v3? 9 out of 9 and 5v5 and back to Kyber 3. Tren's just like, I hate 3v3. You're gonna lick my taint. Alright, let's see what Hod Hod has to say. Hello, Mr. Scribble. Since the last time my powers have doubled since the last time you reviewed my roster. I've relicked GG, relicked Cyrix, 100%ed in the JML farm. Nice. I'm about 3/4 of the way to Jedi Master Luke. I'm gonna get Malak after, and Afra for the... Why Afra for the guild? Why does your guild want Afra? What do I do after that? Also, would a mod check be possible? Absolutely, you can have a mod check. I'll do a mod check right at the end just to see where you sat at. But genuinely, why the hell is your guild asking for Afra? Bravely ran away. Afra for the combat mission in Rote. I mean... Because all of her wrecks are platoons. Okay, now this makes a little bit more sense. This makes a little bit more sense now. All right, I'm on board. I'm on board. I'm not bored. I'm on board. Seems weird, but okay. If they really, really need it for platoons and stuff like that, oh, well, I'm 5 million and you're going to have Afra. Shabada. All right. Okay, so you are working on the ticket farm for JML, right? You said you're like 60% of the way done for JML's ticket farm. That's absolutely great. Or 3/4 of the way done. Sorry. 3/4 of the way would be 75%, not 60%. You silly little sausage Scribble. Okay, you're going to get Malak after. Malak. Why are you getting Malak? Nothing wrong with it, but why? I want to know the overarching plan. Are you trying to get Malak so you can eventually go get the Leviathan? Or do you just want to have a Sith Empire squad? What's the... Oh, it's because you like your PP. Okay, so you're just having a little bit of fun playing with your PP, whipping it out, and getting Malak. Absolutely fine. I'm on board with it, okay? I don't think it's the best thing for you to do right now, but it doesn't matter. Like, that's the point of a passion project, right? It's to have a little bit of fun in this game that we play for fun and spend an inordinate amount of time doing so. Did we already check the community update? We did, Max. It was huge, brother. Absolutely huge. Huge, enormous, you might say. Playing with the PP is always good. I mean, it certainly feels good months behind. It certainly feels good, and then you finish your farm, and you're like, well, now I've got to get back to work and farm a GL. Ugh. And instead, maybe you get tired and take a nap. I don't know. Anyway, you also have CLS. Okay, good business. So let me see. What did you actually want? What to do after you've done Malak and after you've done Afra for the guild? Okay, fine. So after you've done Afra for the guild, guess the two touch points really is how do we perform in fleet and do we have Jabba? Those are the goals, right? The goals are get first in fleet, get good mods. You're already first in fleet with a finalizer, for God's sake. Look at you, Mr. Big Balls Hod Hod. I don't even know how to use this fleet. I genuinely, every time I have to resort to finalizer, I start shitting bricks, quite proverbially, because I'm just like, what does this fleet even do? triple attacker, can't beat it with your executor. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm glad that you can get some success with it. I'm glad you can get some success with it and actually climb to the top of fleet, because that is massive value. Huge value. In your position right now, to be hitting first in fleet is huge. So with that being said, it's up to you if you want to try and push for either executor or if you want to try and be pushing for Jabba the Hutt. I would recommend either. Either or is always valued. There's no downside. There's no downside except for it's going to take you about 6 months. That's the only downside. CG is doing a great job at releasing good new characters. They are, Jason. To be honest, there's like, I was really excited last year when the Ahsoka show came out. I was like, there's a bunch of characters that I want to be in the game, and they've all come out. So you have exec. What the deuce? You do have exec, so you just can't deal with enemy triple attackers. You're fine. Get Jabba. Get Jabba. You're obviously slow farming the exec then. Not got the 7 stars. And that's okay. That's okay. Executor can work quite well at low stars, but you really do want the higher stars. Your sub ended midstream, Jason. No! I don't believe it. Why? Sorry, I'm trying to decide whether or not investing in further fleets is worth it. I don't think it is for you just at this point. I definitely think pushing for Jabba is going to be worthwhile, so long as you can keep on top of Fleet Arena with your finalizer fleet. I would say push for Jabba. After Jabba, then you might want to reassess. Now, you are already getting Malak, but I imagine things like Malgus and the Fury class Interceptor are still a long, long way off for you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but at 4.8 million, Proving Grounds has probably not long been open to you, and you probably haven't had that time to really earn Proving Ground shards. Is that right? How you looking on the Inquisitor fleets, the Sith Empire fleets? Boop 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 boop. Do 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 do. Rim bim boom boom. Just having a look here. Yeah, got some stuff. 95 out of 330 for the Fury. Yeah, so still a little bit of a way off, and I'm assuming Malgus is also a long way off. The good thing is you have an R6 Han Solo, and I think he's an R8 requirement for Jabba. So I mean, you're definitely on your way to unlocking Jabba. So I would say definitely go for Jabba and then reassess afterwards. Maybe you could push for another fleet after your second or third GL. Really, I think that should be up to you. Because after you get Jabba, you could be a hop, skip, and a jump away from getting JML or something like that. With Darth Revan, Badstiller is the only hard farm. The rest are a Cantina store. Gotcha. Solid account, though, brother. Solid account, though. 7.2 million GP and you still can't kill Malgus in Proving Grounds? God damn. I've asked CG in the past if I can have access to Proving Grounds just to make some guides, and Meathead did say he would get it done, but then I think it's my fault. I didn't chase up on it, and he's now on PTO for like 3 weeks, so I'm gonna miss this next one as well. But good stuff, Hod. How many people are until 9th in the queue? So, Dennis, good sir, you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in front of you, good sir. Next up is DRX in YouTube. DRX. Pretty sure I saw you chat not so long ago, DRX. DRX is here. Yes, I'm here. Good. X Sony XS. Xonics. Sonics. Xonics. I think that's right. Let's hit that play button, baby. Hey, Scribe. My roster is a total mess after Lightspeed bundles and guilds demands. Oh, don't talk down to your roster like that, buddy. I'm sure your roster is fine. Current stuff I'm working on is Jedi Knight Cal, then Queen and her boys. Alright? After that, I don't know what to do. Okay. get the new stuff, or fix holes in my teams. New near things I can get and fixing holes. Ray plus Ben. Leia, Luthen, Zori, GMY, Bad Bastila, Ufu Malika. Oh, that's a lot of crap. That's a lot of crap. That's overwhelming. All right, let's take a look then. So you are 9 million GP. How are we looking for GLs? We've got 4 GLs and Jabba is 1, so I don't need to tell you to farm Jabba. Good business. You've also got Reva, which is nice. You've got Leviathan Executor, just missing Profundity. That's okay. Negotiator. Oh, wow. Not Bounty Hunters. Galactic Republic. Okay, so your Negotiator fleet is a little bit sag. The Negotiator fleet is a little bit on the sag side, but on the plus side, you do have a Chimera fleet that is fully operational. Okay, so I'm just trying to assess here which the best gaps are. Hey, Casey, how you doing, brother? Punishing One is taking a starting space in the exec. Mando fleet next? I have no idea, Casey. Maybe? Because there has to be a reason why they're releasing that particular ship. Has to be a reason. It doesn't make sense to elevate the Executor right now. Maybe next year we are pushing for a Mando fleet, which I'm here for. Okay, so I'm just trying to absorb at this point. So, you said you got a bunch of the Lightspeed bundles. You've got the Ray one, see? Like this is so close. You just need R7 over here, I think. And R3? R3 Chewbacca? Well, Veteran Smuggler Chewbacca, and then you can start ticket farming Ray. That seems to me to be the easiest low-hanging fruit that you can do. Now, you said something about Ben as well. I'm assuming by now you probably have Ben unlocked, but you just haven't invested in him. I don't see him. I don't see Ben. No, okay, so no Ben, but that's okay. Having Ray is half the battle, unless you have Ben and you've just not unlocked him at all. So let me know in the chat, DRX. Next 2 months you'll have him unlocked. Oh, so that times out quite well. I would still try to get Ray straight away, because that's easy unlock for you, buddy. That's just a couple of relic levels here and there. You'll be able to start that farm, get the tickets done, get the ultimate done, then you'll get Ben unlocked, and boom, you've got fully fledged Ray team. Obviously, I would also recommend throwing in a little bit of investment into Zori, get up to like Relic 3, Relic 5, and pair her with Finn. So that you'll have 2 teams out of it then, and essentially you're only gearing like 4 or 5 characters. Because you'll gear Ray, you'll gear Ben, you'll gear Zori, and you'll have to gear BB-8 and Veteran Smuggler Han. So getting those guys geared up, and you'll have 2 full teams essentially. One of them's a Galactic Legend. Not so bad. Good old Sweaty Ben, indeed, Ken. Sweaty, like hungover Ben is what he looks like. It looks like he slept rough at the train station after a night out on the town, and he's just like got a half-ripped shirt because he got into a fight in the middle of the night. You know, he's been dancing in the nightclub after doing a couple of death sticks, and he's just covered in sweat and shame. That's what he feels like. But he's actually a really strong character, so there's that as well. Yeah, so I'd say that's the first thing that you would do, is just push for Ray. Was the Resistance Fleece also included in the Ray bundle? No, it was included in a separate Radus bundle. A separate Radus bundle, David. Duvid, sorry. Hold up. Are you rocking an R7 Lumi squad? No, just an R7 Lumi. Was it an operation requirement for the guild to have R7 Lumi? Because this makes me cry a little bit on in the inside, but like the rest are R5. Eve Cuth! I know that was part of the Lightspeed bundle. Okay, it makes sense now, DRX. Lumi with the army too. Hey, Calvin's got the Lumi army. Don't knock it. I don't have the Lumi army. I don't have any spare armies after Omega. Can't believe I had to Omega army. That was just gross. It was a gross betrayal of my troth. They need to bring back the previous bundles for people who didn't get them. I think they will over time, Cassidy. You regret that, Omi? Do you, buddy? I don't think it's a great one. So, let's take a look then. Sith Empire. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, you definitely need to get that Basti up. Basti is such a pivotal part of this team. She provides so much benefit. So you were talking about Ufu Malakos as well. I still think number one priority for you has to be Ray. Getting a GL is better than not a GL, generally speaking. Commander Ahsoka Tano being unlocked and ready is great. You were talking about Ufus, but without Malakos, I wouldn't really bother too much about this lot, just for now. Now, you can... Commander Ahsoka Tano is very much a plug-and-play friendly character. You can even throw her under Rey. And honestly, she makes Rey terrifying, because giving Rey 50% extra health, defense, and offense is absolutely terrifying, truth be told. Malakos is unlocked after that conquest. Okay. And do you have Zetas and Omicrons available? Because for the team to really work, you'll want one Omi on Seer, at least one on Malakos, and then you'll want to have at least Relic 7 on a couple of those characters. Now, Seer Junda also is required for the unlock mission for Zepho, so there's a little bit of double dipping there. I would like to see her under Rey. I bet you would, Exo. They do a lot of damage. You know, am I gonna get cancelled for this? Am I gonna get cancelled for this? Because the Xian ability over here is the same as Rey's ultimate stance, right? You know, the crossing of the lightsabers. Kind of looks a little bit like a pair of scissors. So is Rey with Commander Ahsoka Tano the Scissor Sister Squad? Yep, cancelled. Well, you know, I hadn't noticed that before. I'll be honest, I hadn't noticed that before. Scissor me timbers. The Scissor Sisters are a good band. I don't feel like dancing, no sir, no dancing today. Don't feel like dancing. Oh my god. So, yeah, you could do the Scissor Sister Squad if you wanted. You know, Rey, Ben, Scissor Sisters. And you could throw in OG Cal into there. Keep it Ufu in, you know what I mean? Could be a fun time. Could be a fun time. I don't think I was of any use to you in that roster review, I'll be honest, buddy. But Rey first. Rey first. Maybe Cat. Get that Scissor Sisters running. Scissor me timbers. Oh, my days. That giftable R9 pack really needs to go away. Hang on, Karth. If I check the guild chat right now, am I going to see more R9s for Karth? Karthrick upgraded Morgan Elsbeth to Relic Amplifier level 9. No, it's just the one this time, Karth. Just the one this time. Scissor Sisters and the Bang Bros. The Bang Bros, yeah, clearly. Alrighty. Alrighty. Karthrick over here with the giftable... Like, Karthrick has 2 accounts, and they're both in the same guild, so he gifts himself some R9 packs from time to time. And lots of R9ing ensues. Alright, good business. We are moving swiftly on. Thank you so much, good sir. DRX, that was good fun. So, we're going from the Scissor Sisters to Nippy. Nippy, are you in chat? I can't make this up, guys. That's the name inside the roster review list. Nippy. From Scissor Sisters to Nippy. It's a little bit nippy in here today. Nippy is indeed in the chat. All right, cool. Good business. I don't judge. You're pre-buying because of all the R9s I'll be doing. No. I wasn't wailing to get, you know, Morgan Elsbeth to R9. She's a tank. I was going to do it anyway. I'm wailing to get future R9s. That's how it rolls. You've got 5 R9 in the storage room waiting. 5 Relic 9s. That's just like the whole GL Ahsoka team. Tell Foxy he's a stinky. I will, Ark. Fox, Night Fox, if you're still around, brother, you're stinky. Stinky Fox. All right. Okay. Let's restart the countdown timer and push it away. So, Nippy. pretty messy roster. That's okay. Got back to the game about 2 years ago and went straight to C from the scratch. I like it. After that, I got Slacker and Ray because of Lightspeed bundles. I like it even more. Almost done with Master Luke now, but since my roster is really roughed up, should I go straight for Leia or complete farm some core teams after finishing Luke? My approach is always go straight for the high-end teams. Just get the big boy teams. You'll need them eventually. 6.2 mil account over here. Plus the 7 you slapped on this week. Yeah, I know. I saw those 7. I saw all 7 of those getting slapped on. So, Carthrick with his, he's going to have more. You probably do have more R9s than I have R8s. Crazy son of a gun, you. Okay. So, triple GLs. We've got Ray, we've got SLK on, we've got C. Nothing wrong with any of this right now. You said you were considering maybe going, excuse me. You're about to unlock JML, sorry, and then you were considering going after Leia, I think you said. Should I go straight for Leia or complete a farm? I think before Leia should be Jabba in all occasions, just because Jabba will help your modding. Now, the only reason I'd say go for Leia is if you're very far along that path already. So if we had some particular, like Captain Sexy already geared up, he's got some investment on him. How about knees up? Nisa, well, you nearly got the stars for her. Let's check out your Hut Cartel. You got the stars for some of them, but not all of them. Embo is now a little bit easier. Isn't he he's in a store now, so he's a lot easier to get. I'd say Jabba gives you more value than Leia, personally. From PvP perspective, they both operate about the same. They're both about as good as each other, I'd say, in PvP. Both work defensively and offensively. Kind of gets flexed. It sort of wavers back and forth depending on the Datacron sets that are available. But both of them right now perform very, very well. But Jabba gives you access to Smuggler's Run 2. Therefore, Jabba is better, in my opinion. Cantina Store, thank you. Let's check out your fleet. Executor, got Negotiator, but nothing else. So, fleet is probably your weakest point at this point in time. Not that it's weak at all. You've got a 3-to-1 ratio on legendary ships. Not counting the Chimera. 3-to-1 ratio there on those ships. Why are we looking at Datacrons? You could try to push into an additional fleet, but we may well be seeing a new fleet coming soon. I know, right, Wolfie? Crazy amount of news to go over. It was huge. I might actually end up closing off a little bit early today and doing a video on all the news. Balin and Hondo, get that crap in here. Yeah, brother. Wolfie's happy with it. You've got an R9 Hondo, haven't you, Wolfie? All right. So, yeah. The only, I genuinely, if you're looking to fill out other teams, I would only look at the small, low-hanging fruit, like getting Zori Bliss up to Relic 3 to 5, if that's all you can really spare. You've already got, oh no, that's the wrong Finn. You'd need to have the Zeta on Finn's leadership as well to really make this pop. But otherwise, it's a decent team to have running. Good defensive, good offensive team. Han Solo's already Relic 6, so he's only 2 relic levels away from Jabba requirements. That's something else that will help you get that unlocked. Was actually thinking Radis, but didn't even finish exec at all. I mean, look, if you want to slow farm the exec, it's absolutely fine. The last 2 stars, Radis is a great fleet and it's always going to be valuable, right? And it's a lot easier to unlock than, say, the Leviathan, because you don't need to get a Conquest character and 2 Conquest ships. That's a big ask. So, 2 Conquest ships? 1 Conquest ship. That's a big ask. So, if you want to go for profundity, I'm not against it at all. It's a really, really high valuable ship. Generally speaking, ships will provide you better value, but I think you should definitely get Jabba first, just so you can start getting Smuggler's Run 2 done and dusted. Build up those mods. Building up those mods is really, really going to matter. Yes, sir, says Wolfie. R9 on that Hondo. Yeah, unfortunately, the Rogue One, they're good right now. They're good right now because of Datacrons, but depends on how much you invest in Datacrons. It's not nice to have to R9 Radis, but it could be worse. Could be worse. Is what it is. And you could maybe gear some extra of these to help you down the line when you eventually get Luthen and things like that, but it's It's up to you. I'm not against the idea of profundity. I would say just get Jabba first. Jabba, then profundity is not a bad shout. Maybe mix in getting Zori first, just to bring up a second resistance team. Give you a little bit more wiggle room, a little bit more leverage in GAC. Did you have Malevolence? You've got Malevolence, but low stars at this point. Now, the thing is, the Malevolence fleet works very well at low stars because you don't tend to use many reinforcements. Usually it's just one. You just reinforce with Spy. So gearing up GG is not a bad shout, but I wouldn't say it's a priority. I wouldn't say it's a priority unless fleet is like what really lets you down. You tell me. Thank you so much for the follow. Is? How are you not followed already, brother? Hey, Iz, how you doing? How's the haul? So yeah, obviously there's things that you can do to wrap this up. I didn't know how I wasn't followed. Well, Iz, I won't take it personally, brother. Say hello to the leader of the hall down here in chat and Twitch. Irzatron, who's making his grand and glorious return to GAC. I think in November, right, Iz? Hey, Wolfie gifting a sub over to Iz. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my dude. Is it November you're coming back to it, Iz? I think that's what you said. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can't wait, dude. I mean, I can't promise I can always stay up until 4 a.m., but on the Friday nights, definitely, because I'm usually finishing up my stream by about 4 a.m., so I'll come and join you in my incredibly inebriated state. And, I won't be sorry about it. I won't be sorry at all. You just unlocked the Malevolent Fleet a couple of days ago and didn't get there yet. Yeah, that's, you know, it's fine. I don't think that right now your priority should be, you know, gearing up GG droids or anything like that. It's just a useful thing to have in the back pocket. I love, by the way, that you've got the Zeta on Watt already. That's all you really need. Thank you, Foxy. Thank you, Foxy. How's your account coming along now, Iz? You're around 6 million or so, weren't you? 7 million? Probably got a pretty good investment on it. I see the dash with the Omni. Do you also have Vandor Chewie kicking around here? Might want to get that Vandor geared up. Just to help out your dash team. How much longer you plan on going for? Wanted to put it in for review, but don't want to keep you going. Yeah, I'm probably going to make a video, so I'll think I'll go until 1:15. I think I'll go into... Oh, you're farming right now. I'd say it's a pretty... If you've got the dash Omicron already, it's pretty useful to have Vandor. This is the only reason I don't have the dash Omni is because I haven't invested in Vandor yet. So, yeah. Good business. Good business. Reading all the news and I totally forgot who Marok even was. Tell me about it, man. I'm surprised Marok is coming. But I guess they wanted something to fill out that Bale and Skull team. It's crazy to me that news drop feels bigger than the road ahead that we had a couple of months back. So, I'm pretty stoked about it. Pretty stoked about it. You know, Shin Hottie coming to the game is never a bad thing. Okay, so next up, Inquisitor Tano, are you still in the chat? 100% bigger than the road ahead? Yep. Marok, the Night Sister fart. Indeed. The Night Sister fart. The Night Sister queef. Right here, Chief. Good business, Tano. Good business. All this talking. Got my voice hoarse, damn it. Damn it. I'll tell you, boy. All right. Sinava. Good name. Good name. I like it. So, Sinava. Let's start the clock going. Let's see what's up. Currently making a detour to work on the Poncho and Padawan Obi-Wan, but I don't know what to work on after that. Can you recommend if I should improve some of my existing teams or work towards another journey character / GL Ahsoka? I would say GL Ahsoka is most likely, I was going to say off the cards, but you're at 11 million. So maybe it is on the cards. Maybe it is on the cards. You've got all the GLs. You've got all the GLs from the first and foremost. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip the roster on its head. And 11 million GP. You've got Reaver unlocked and you haven't invested in Inquisitors. You have... Did you just get her? Did you just get her? Because... Like, this is the very first port of call. Relic 7 Reaver. Throw the leadership army on her. That's your first thing. Okay? That's the first thing right there. You already have Relic Inquisitors. Make it happen, Captain. Make it happen. Okay, so Cup is clearly your next R9. No, don't be like Scribble. Don't do that. Yeah, it is a foolish plan. It is a foolish plan. So I noticed some of the things like Gungans and Stap are not currently relicked up. At 11 million, how much are you actually getting in this new raid? Because that's where your biggest deficit of income is at the moment. What do you currently score? Where does your guild land at the moment in raid boxes? I'm okay. I completely support the Master Qui-Gon Jinn, the Padawan Obi-Wan, the Queen Amidala route. That makes total sense. Highly valuable PvP team. Highly valuable to get you those resources from Duel of Fates Assault Battle. So I support that. That is great. After that, do your Reaver. Think about Gungans. Think about, maybe investing a little bit in raid teams. Not at all at the moment, as I had paused for a bit. Got you? Been hanging out in a parking... Okay, fair enough. If this is different, because this is more about an approach to the game. If you are winding down because maybe you got tired of constantly having to attack in territory wars, constantly having to commit to TB, committing to raids and stuff like that, if you don't actually care about that, then it's fine. I have to recommend it because the rewards are so strong. The rewards are so strong from performing well in raids that it would be wrong of me to say don't invest in those teams, right? Have you seen all... Yeah, I have, man, and I was crazy, dude. It's crazy, dude. Like some really, really good stuff coming out of that. I can't wait. I genuinely can't wait. Yeah, like the Dengar ship one is also... It's thrown me through a loop, dude. Mostly just... RI getting in the way? Oh, real life, sorry. Yeah, real life getting in the way. Yep. Real life getting in the way. Can't make the time investment for a major guild. That's absolutely fine, Tanner. Absolutely fine. I think we often forget that this is just a game ultimately, and we want to be playing it to enjoy ourselves rather than be slave to it and spend, several hours, spend 70, 80 hours a week streaming it and making video content and playing it and spending money. It's easy to get swallowed whole by the game. So I don't mind anybody that takes a step back and says, you know what, let's just Hakuna our Artadas for a little bit. Let's chill. Let's chill the fuck out and maybe play it like a game. So absolutely. So if you're looking at it from the perspective of you just want to have a little bit of fun, you don't want to care about raid performance, then I'd say you can safely ignore Gungans. Safely ignore Stap. I'd still recommend Third Sister because I feel like the Inquisitors, you're there already. It's one character to take to like Relic 7. I would say at a minimum for her. Throw that one army on her leadership and you'll be good to go. She's a lot of fun and she's really good in Conquest. She makes Conquest a breeze with the right data disk setup. Dark Trooper makes me sad because I find him to be such a fun unit, but Imp Troopers have fallen off just a little bit recently. Still worth investing if you ask me. Now, if you want to, you can certainly push for the new GL, but it depends on your perspective. We don't know what sort of impact she's going to have. We don't know the last set of requirements, how hard that's going to be. But I can see, obviously, you haven't wailed for the new characters, which means it's going to be an extra 3 months after she releases before you'll get the unlock. You could slow farm this, I guess. She does also require a lot of Relic 9s, though. How are your Ahsokas looking? Okay, so you've got 5 on Snips and 8 on Cat. That's a reasonable level of investment. So 1 more here and 4 more here. It's up to you if you really want to do it. I can't really give too much of a guidance or advice because we don't know what she's going to bring to the table. We can make assumptions that she's going to be good, she's going to be great, she's going to be fantastic, best GL ever. Or she might bring nothing and might not have a bonus mission and might not do anything whatsoever. I doubt it, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. So far, get your Inquisitors. If you don't want to do this, then don't worry about it. You don't really have to worry about Enoch unless you want to go for Balin. Bo-Katan Mandalore, though, that could be a route for you. Bo-Katan Mandalore is a really, really fun team. Really, really fun team. And they do so well in PvP. You just need the stars on Grogu. I don't know how your Paz and your Paz needs the stars as well. And the Kelleran Beck. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Battlefries. Apologies, I'm thinking of the other way around. Kelleran Beck also needs a couple of stars. So... yeah, it's something to consider. Bo-Katan Mandalore does beat things like Lord Vader. She can also beat things like Jabba the Hutt and Leia and stuff like that. And it really depends on where the setup is. But yeah, And she's useful in unlocking the Mandalore planet. So, did farm a bit towards Bow, but then delayed it for Leviathan. I don't blame you. Leviathan is more valuable overall. You know, getting the Leviathan up and running, definitely more valuable than Bow. But something to consider going back to. I'd still prioritize Reaver first. Reaver first, just because it's one character, one unit, and shoots you up stratospherically. So yeah, good business. No worries, Tano. No worries. Thanks for letting us look at your roster, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Let's go ahead and grab that. I think we'll do one last review, one final review before I go ahead and make a video on all this news that we've got. This will be my third video today? Third video today. No, what day is it? Tuesday. I'm losing track, guys. I'm losing track already. So, we did Sector 1 feat for Conquest. We did the kit reveal for the Great Marmies. And now we're going to do that pseudo Road Ahead post that was better than the Road Ahead. Was it better than the Road Ahead? Who knows? Who could say? But definitely some good business to be going over there. Okay, so our final review will be for Ali. Ali, are you in the chat? Ali, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Ali? You've been struck by a smooth scribble. Doom doom diddle diddle doom doom diddle doom doom diddle doom doom doom. Ali is indeed still in the chat. Good business. Alrighty. So let's see what Ali's got to say. I'm going for JML. Alright, Ali, you're going for JML. I like it. 6.2 mil. Hey, Shroma, how you doing today, buddy? Excuse me. So you currently have... Oh, nice. I'm liking the R8 Bane with the double Omni. The double Omni is juicy. And you've got Queen Amidala at Relic 5 with a single Om Nom 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 Nom. Alright, so, Bane, there's no Jabba, so my immediate go-to response is Jabba, except you don't have like a lick a dick of ships. There's nothing here to support the ships. The fleets are not flying currently. They're all resting in the hangar bays. They all need to be fueled up. They need some repairs. The hyperdrive does need to be repaired. So... you need to get yourself Executor or Profundity or something like that to help kickstart that fleet. Start earning yourself some crystals. Start actually winning some gax. Because that's going to be painful. I'm surprised you've managed to hit 16th with Negotiator. How high can you actually climb in your fleet arena, Ali? Planning on getting Exec after JML? Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout at all. Exec is a good... it's like the low-hanging fruit that really performs very, very well. Easy to unlock. Easy to unlock. Gives you some good characters. Works your way towards, like, C as a galactic legend. And seeing as though you'll have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, you're going to have some of the requirements for C already. So pair that with the Executor that you unlock. You can go, you know, JML, Executor, C, all probably relatively quickly, back to back to back. How much investment have you already got in, say, the Bounty Hunters? Oh, look, you've already got an R5. Yeah, you're flying. Obviously, you need a little bit more investment in a couple of characters and stuff. But that's fine. Empire. Obviously, they're going to need a little bit more loving, but that's okay. Can't go beyond 14th. I was actually planning on getting Jar Jar. Okay, so Jar Jar's event is probably going to come back in November. That means you've got 2 months from about now to R5 all of the Gungans. Is it because you want to perform better in the raid? Is that why you want to get Jar Jar? Or do you just love Jar Jar? Or what's the driver behind this? What's the driver? They see me rolling. They hate it. Trying to catch me farming Jar Jar. Trying to catch me farming Jar Jar. Trying to catch me farming Jar Jar. Just for the raid performance. Okay, that's fine. They are the best raid team. They're the best raid team, the most reliable, the easiest raid team to get off the ground running, and they work at all tier levels because they work based on inherents in their kits, essentially, rather than being beholden to like bonuses that they get from various tiers. So if you've got Jar Jar and you've modded them at least partially well, they'll more or less be a full auto team. Now, if you really want to lock in the full auto, you have to put the Bombardier army on, but I don't think necessarily that should be a focus for you unless the raid really grinds your gears and you just want to make it easy. Also start them up. Yeah, I mean, this... I kind of get it. I kind of get it on the starring. It's just... In the current economy of Galaxy of Heroes, starring isn't really the bottleneck. You know, it's like, unless you are very, very late game, but even then, very, very late game, people have got all the gear, so it's, you know, it is what it is. It's like, it's the opportunity cost of investing in them, you know? What was that? What the deuce? Schromer, god damn it, Schromer. All right, quick, let's turn this off. Thank you, Schromer. Appreciate you, buddy. That Schromer will be our last review. Thank you. I appreciate the $5, buddy. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and do it, I think I would only really fully commit to that if you think you can get that Jar Jar in the start of November. Now, looking at your Gungans, it's just gear. It's just gear and relic levels, right? You've already got the stars. They're already at like gear 8, gear 9. They are a little bit Cairo heavy. How confident are you that you can get that done in the next 2 months? Because if you can, I'd say full send it. And, you know, like, performing better in the raid is always a good thing. Especially since you've already got Queen Amidala. I'm assuming... did I already check the bag, bros? I've seen so many rosters today, so it's... R5 already? R5 already. Okay. So, your Queen Amidala... I didn't mean to go all the way out of your roster then. Your Queen Amidala squad is already R5, so you get Gungans up to R5. That's 1.2 million teams. Yeah, you could take them further. You could take them further if you wanted to. You could take them both to R7 or both to R8, and that would give you 1.8 million teams, put you at 3.6 mil across 2 teams. Yeah, I know, Shroma, brother. I know, buddy. Probably, I have to focus on them as soon as possible. I mean, I don't want you to invest in them and then miss out on the Jar Jar Binks event. That's all. You don't need Jar Jar Binks to do the raid. You can do it 4-man without the Omicron. But realistically speaking, if you're putting that investment into Jar Jar, you want to get him now, not in 3 months' time. Or in this case, 5 months' time. And it's also, I will caveat it by saying it is an assumption that Jar Jar is coming back in November. It's an assumption. It's a logical assumption, but he might come back sooner. Or he might come back later. We just don't know. I'd like to think that CG will stick to their guns just because there's such a raid-focused team that they'll be consistent with it. I hope. So make of that what you will. Thank you, Ali. Good account. So, back to invest in JML. Get him up. Do your Gungans. Do your exec. Do C. Go for Jabba. Did you fill out the form as well, Schromer? Yeah, you did. I can see you there, buddy. I can see you there. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the donation, good sir. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. So, Schromer is asking for endgame roster cleanup. 10.5 mil. Pretty much... I'd say late game rather than end game, but yeah. Late game, well, maybe. Depends. Depends. This is the only realistic way of looking at big rosters, is to just flip them on their head. I mean, definitely Zori Bliss, for one. Hey, see you, Chaz. Peace out, brother. Thanks for joining today. Yeah, so definitely Zori Bliss as a cleanup to get in with the Ray team. Jolie Bindu is only at gear 11. I thought mine was bad. Mine's at Relic 1. I really need to get him to Relic 3 minimum so I can actually use Datacrons with him. It's just kind of brutal. Okay. Okay, so obviously, I'm going to assume that when the new characters come out and are free-to-play farmable, you'll be working on things like Morgan Elsbeth and Captain Enoch. Stap is useful-ish for the raid, but I don't use Stap at all. You know, like I focus really heavily on getting Stap unlocked and geared up straight away, only for me to just never use Stap in the raid, basically, which is a bit disappointing. But he's still good in a GG team. So if you want to elevate your GG team, it can take out certain GLs at times. A little bit harder now that we don't have the Datacron available. And it is never efficient, I guess. Never banner efficient. So it's up to you whether or not you want to go down that route. Small whaling for new tunes and GL Tano and other good marquees. That's fair. That's fair. So I can see the Enoch is at 5 stars, so it's going to make it a little bit easier for you to get that unlock. Only 4 stars over here, but you likely went a little bit lighter on Night Trooper just because he's going to be the first character to go actual farmable. So you're like, I'll save a little bit here, so invest more over here. Kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. And this is fine. How are you looking on your Ahsokas? Okay. Cat is all the way up there. Snips needs a little bit more loving, but that's fine. There's no rush to get her up to Relic 9. You can wait until like right at the end, the last moment to get her to Relic 9, because let's be honest, she doesn't really bring any value at Relic 9. Yes, it makes her ship better, but that's a real tertiary benefit if you ask me. Usually if it's coming down to how strong your Ahsoka is, Snips now, in a negotiator battle, then you've probably got bigger issues. Tano was a rote platoon, which worked out for me. Ah, that's nice, Roma. You're sitting at 8 until the last minute. Me too, Wolfie. I'm still 8 on Cat as well. I could do the Cat, but, you know, at least I could do both. In fact, I have the mats there, and it would let me have an extra R19 for the end of Rise of the Empire, but it's not going to give us an extra star. It's just going to give me a team that I could use and potentially beat a CM with. And I don't, it's not, there's no rush. There's no rush. So, yeah. So yeah, definitely so far we are identifying the, where is she? The Zori Bliss. She could do with relicking and having a single Omi on. Characters like Chirrut, I'm assuming you might have already relicked Baze because he is a tank, but you know, Chirrut is still good, especially under the current meta with, I say current meta, with Saw and Luthen and even Mon Mothma to a certain degree. Worth investing in. Canderous is another guy that can support your Maul team under Mauldalorians. And realistically speaking, okay, no, you would need to invest in all of them because that's the only full team of Darkside Mandalorians that we have currently in the game. Hey, Justin. What was that? Why are people doing this? God damn it, Mount. All right, we'll get you in a sec, man. Thank you, brother. The Maul Mando team, you'd need to have the full dark side. Like, I'm not sure how worthwhile this is for you. It's just whether or not you want that additional option available to you down the line. It's a fun team, is what I can say, especially with the current Datacron as well. It's fun to watch Garsax and IRC just absolutely shred things. Just want to see if you've done my account for where I'm at on the list. Justin, probably not, mate. No, you are... I don't know what you put your name under on the list, buddy. Okay, let's close that out. Flip it on back and reverse it once again. Ewoks are definitely not worth investing in. Droidica is decent, but only if you're looking for territory war performance. Same for B2. Why your Sep droid teams just get no love, do they? And this is not me throwing shade at you or anything like that, but B2 and Droidica and Stap. Droidica is only really useful in territory war, in my opinion, and then does require their Omicron. But B2 with Stap under GG does make a good team. It's just not highly, highly valuable. Fire Emblem. Okay, yeah, I'll check in a second for you, buddy, okay? Zeta's the main crunch. You just finished Journey Guide with Afra. So you're done with all Journey Guide events. Nice. Haven't touched them since Gas unlocked about 2 years ago. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised in the slightest. How's it going? Please give us Conquest Sector 3 and 4, I beg of thee. Hey, Night Jedi, how you doing, brother? Yeah, I'm already at the end of Sector 4, so it's just time now for me to make the videos. I'll have Sectors 2 and 3 out tomorrow. But, you know, it's nearly time for me to go to bed. Well, actually, I need to do a video. I need to do a video first on the new news that we've got. Apart from that, mate, obviously Nasty Basti does need a little bit of loving. Doc Afra, you can get her to relics. She is useful. She is good. You've got her. You might as well take her to like Relic 5 so you can use her in TB and you can use her with Datacrons and all that sort of good business. But I'm sure you're already thinking of all these sorts of things. Yeah, your roster's solid, dude. Your roster's solid. I like it. We had a community update months behind that's given us a couple of new characters to expect and a new ship. The Last Crusaders, absolutely, Shroma. You're very welcome, buddy. Here's a shout out to the Last Crusaders. You are indeed one of the guilds in Galaxy of Heroes. I'm sure you guys are great. Hey, peace out, David. Yeah, so we're getting Shin Hati and we're getting Marok and we're getting Dengar's Punishing One, which begs the question: what are we doing with Fleet? So, you know, and loads of characters again. The mercenary tag. It's a huge post. You should totally go and check it out. Okay, so we do have one final review. I said this is the third time I've said this today. One final review. For Mount, this one over here. Shits and Giggles, review the main roster. Thank you, Mount. We are indeed a guild. I'm sure you guys are great. So, here we go. Start the clock. Mount over here is a 12.5 million GP account. He is bigger than your boy Scribble, which I wouldn't say is like the biggest accomplishment in the world, but it's a pretty significant one. 12.5 mil is it's nothing to sneeze at, nothing to throw stones at. So R9, R9, R8, 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 R8. Okay, rate them. I do rate all of the GLs. That's good business. What are you missing, basically? Didn't wail on Organ Melspeth, and that's okay. Your cup is severely undergeared, good sir. You need to invest further in your cuppage. Your cup doth not overflow. Your cup must overfloweth. Then you can do 2 Uggies, 1 cup. 2 Uggies, 1 cup. Queel and Ugnaught. You know what I mean? You've got time for another roster review or not? Was debating filling out the form, but was worried. No, I'm literally about to go after this one night. Sorry, brother. I do apologize. But stuff to do this evening, and it's, 20 past 11. I've got to do one more video. Okay, so, yes, the cup does not overfloweth. The Ewok Scout is far too much gear invested. Tusken Shaman, it's about the same as mine, I think. I think I've got a Gear 12 Tusken Shaman now. Jedi Consular, trash. Night Sister Spirit, might be useful. Might need to invest in this one, bad boy. You know what I mean? Your Magma Trooper is far better than mine, so is your Snow Trooper. Night Sister Initiate, trash. Jawas, far too much gear. Same gear level as me, but far too much gear. Bodhi's the pilot, dude. Bodhi is quite literally the pilot. How are you going to win any fleet battles when your Bodhi Rook isn't relicked? Oh, all good, Night Jedi. I like how last week Cup would have been overgeared. Now that sub goal is met, everyone is going to go. That's the rule. Night Fox, anybody that has got more gear than me has invested too much. Anybody that's got less is trash. And anybody that's the same as me is perfectly acceptable. All right? So, for example, trash. ISC, trash. I don't know why I'm just apparently slating your roster rather than reviewing it. POW could probably do with a bit of loving. Current climate. My POW is like level 50. Gear level 1. So, I like it. I'm loving this review. Boy, I tell you. Yeah, your Gar Saxon and your ISC, they just need a little bit of that loving so that they can go the really amazing pew, 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 pew. You know that one where they do all the true damage under Maul? That's my favorite. I don't know. We were signing up for roster roasts. Neither did I. Let's see. What else can we see? Yeah. You've got a 7-star Tusken Warrior. Garbage, mate. Absolute garbage. Why on earth have you starred up Tusken Warrior? And your Omega, she looks anemic. Justin Bieber over here actually looks like it's actually the animated corpse of the deceased child, Justin Bieber. Like, look at the sallow face. The lifeless eyes. No relics whatsoever. You should be disappointed. Where is the Omi mount? Where's the Omi? Am I the only person that's got any sense in this game? God damn it. Should be Relic 9 with the Omi. Poggle the Lesser with an Omicron, trash. It's actually not. It's actually a pretty decent Omicron, but I'm saying anything that I don't have, I'm obviously jealous of and I would like. So. Where else can we find discrepancies? Scarif Rebel Pathfinder, far too much gear in that one. Mine's only gear 11. Anything above that is clearly a waste. How dare you have more relics in your bays than me? The best thing about bays is that he doesn't have a Zeta. There's literally no Zetas on bays or Chirrut. It was really refreshing when I geared them up. I only took them to Relic 3 because I was low on the old Relic signal data because of all the stuff that we've had to Relic recently. But I got Luthen and I was like, oh, I gotta invest in these guys. I gotta get these guys up there. And I remember leveling up their abilities and I was like, wow, no Zetas? No Zetas? That's so easy. So yeah, your Sabine's trash. She needs more relics. Just saying. Your Luthen, I think mine's Relic 7, so therefore yours is garbage tier. You have got one Omicron. I too have one Omicron, so that's an appropriate level of investment. Congratulations. Tusken Raider, trash. Trash, 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 trash. You have the Omi. But the Tuskens. Do you actually send this in with, like, no Datacron? Does this get holds for you? Are you actually able to go, like, Chieftain with Raider and still actually get holds? Because I'm going to declare shenanigans, all right? I will declare shenanigans if that happens. And the shenanigans are binding, good sir. Plus, I don't want to think that I could have invested in Omicron into Tusken Raider and actually get holds. I always feel like Kyber, 1, no relics, no Datacrons, no holds. That's the route. Shut up! Hey, how about you get up all the way off my back there? So the story can happen. All right, what else can we trash? Embo is perfect. Savage is perfect. Talon's perfect. Oh, you've got so many perfect characters here. So many perfect characters. So many perfect characters. Well, your Scion is far too invested in, obviously. Should be Relic 3. Zori needs more Relic levels. Only Relic 3 on Zori is a travesty. It was an I'll do it one day kind of story. Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm still waiting for that day to land. Now, your Jolie Bindo. Normally, I would say overinvested because mine's Relic 1. However, I'm going to say underinvested. Should be Relic 8. Make him chonky. Don't Relic 8 your Jolie Bindo. Don't do it. Don't do it. What else we got going on over here? R7 on the Droidica with the Omi. This boy claps. That boy claps. I like it. That roly boy means business. Let's get down to business. To defeat some people in GAC or Territory War. Did they send in Bad Batch? Oh well, now they lose. You've even got an Omi on Trench. Somebody does play in a TW guild. I love Trench. He's actually fantastic. And the double on the Boba Fett sign of Dad Bod. This guy clearly loves his Territory Wars. Clearly loves his Territory Wars. I mean, look at him. Marajad. Marajad. Alright, you got a solid roster, brother. I'm jealous because you've got like 400k more than me. Or 350 or somewhere there or thereabouts. Just wait until I'm older than you, Mount. Okay? Maybe I'm older than you. I don't know. And we won't go into that. Kyber 2, trash. Absolute garbage. Oh, you're in Core 2 Insanity. No way. Okay, cool. Biggest regret of my life was the double Dad Bod Boba. Oh, no. Hold up. Hold up. Yeah, you're overinvested, mate. He's only favorited because I need to put 2 armies on him. But I have other things. I also need to do this one. And I'm not sure why. Oh, yeah. No, I would just like to put more armies on Luthen. So, all right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up there. I want to thank you all very kindly for joining, donating, being kind today. That's going to help me try and put some money towards the mommies. The mommies. It's going to break the bank, just like Conquest has. But I need to go and make a video now about all this news, this wonderful, wonderful news. So I'm going to find out, see if anybody's live right now. We're going to go right over to them. And hopefully you'll all have a lovely, lovely evening for the rest of the evening. Let's see. Let's see. Make sure you join me tomorrow, guys. We'll probably do some more roster reviews. So, yeah, I'll see you there. Let's see. Looks like Rabbit is live. He's doing a little bit of Conquest. What's better than playing Conquest is watching other people play Conquest. That's what I say. That's what I always say. Swiggo! I'll send you over to a little known guy called Lord of the Fly, baby. He's doing a little bit of Conquest as well. All right, everybody, peace out. Big love. We'll do some more roster reviews tomorrow, okay? So, see you about the same time. Good. Make sure you phone your mom, tell her you miss her, tell her you love her. All right, see you all soon. Bye.